so I don't. But I appreciate the 7 candles. It's my 7th birthday.
There you go. So you can blow out the candles in there.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Choo 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 kaboogie boop boop badoop boop badoobie boo 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 boo. Wow. Didn't even know we had that. All right, so the band Korn has posted a cryptic message on its Instagram account suggesting some sort of announcement is imminent.
I love when you get mad at yourself.
It is inevitable. The post shows a black and white image of what appears to be a tangle of cables with fans asking to visit the band's website.
I like it.
What was There's a fart at the end.
I don't know where the fart came from, but I love it.
Play that at regular speed,
right.
please.
That's the greatest sound I've ever heard. One more time.
Marissa, trace that back to April 20th, 2017. Kathy thinks this is hilarious.
she's crying.
Not even. Like it boggles my mind how you still find it this funny that the three of you can't contain yourselves.
It's great. It's everything you want to say. Sometimes the words don't come to you.
I
Play it again.
which speed?
Slow. Let's do it slow.
I can see you give it like a little chuckle and then move on.
No.
At this point, we've been here like 3 minutes now.
You're not seeing the greater picture. So as it's gearing up in classic Korn fashion to be this aggressive sort of war chant, it's completely undermined by the childlike poot. It's two completely conflicting attitudes.
Hey, by the way, nobody else is laughing.
Yeah.
So it's not just Kathy is not laughing. Nick's not laughing, and none of our interns are laughing.
Marissa has a smile on her face. Hang on a
Do you ever
second.
see Amadeus?
I usually don't find farts funny at all, Kathy. That one caught me off guard.
Okay. Because it's more of a it's more of a raspberry than it is actual gas. Yeah. So.
And also the mystery of it. It's like an escape room. How did it happen?
We don't know. We may never know.
We may never know.
Okay. Music news.
Yeah.
Turn the.
One more
Stop
time.
the press. I go ahead. What was that?
That was a mistake.
It just can't. There can't be more of these gems.
Can you do that more than twice?
It's like finding a separate cavern in a diamond mine.
Okay. See, sometimes when you hit this button, it doesn't work. So when I hit it twice, it went burp burp.
Yeah.
Look, Chuck's laughing so hard he's crying in the other room. I love it, Chuck.
Anybody who doesn't find that hilarious is dead inside.
It's dead inside.
Or just a little more mature.
Oh, God.
I wish the button was
What is
better.
great is that you have a massive company, a media company, Beasley, who's currently paying us to do this.
Dude, they took us down to D.C. last
They
week
did
for
for
an
some
award.
big award in front of senators.
Yeah.
That's how stupid we are.
Or
They're bad.
genius.
Or we
make a
pull
living.
fast one. Yeah.
We make a living out of this.
There you go. Follow your dream.
2 is funnier than 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
It sounds like a wrong answer type of thing. Is it Sputnik? Ah, man.
1 for yes, 2 for no.
Or double A.
Triple O.
MCO.
Let's stick with rumors. Viewers, will they want to keep up with the Kardashians if Kourtney leaves? And we might find out for months now.
Oh, please.
Tension between Kourtney and her sisters have been rising. Last summer on Keeping Up, viewers saw Kim and Kourtney reach an almost breaking point over their differing priorities in terms of family and work. And in a recent interview with Paper, Kourtney confessed that she'd love to leave the show in the dust. She said, I will always say I want to move away someday and just be away from it all. Sail away.
Sail away.
No one will ever see me again. I keep throwing up different places. I'm going to throw up.
I keep throwing up in different places.
I keep throwing
I'm
up.
gonna puke.
I keep throwing up different places, but then I'll go there and visit. And she's going to sail away.
She's going to sail away, just like sticks.
But then I'll go there to visit, and I'll be like, nope, this isn't it. But I'm glad I came.
She's just afraid of Chloe coming after her.
Yeah. She said, we've just been to Finland. And I was like, check. It's great for me to visit, but I'm not going to move there. Maybe Norway, Switzerland. I've got lots of ideas.
She does have a lot of ideas.
That's according to Kourtney.
They're all annoying.
On Sunday, producer Ryan Seacrest was put on the spot by an ET reporter who brought up the subject.
Do you think that Kourtney is gonna leave the show? You think Kourtney's gonna leave Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
ET is a reporter, mind you, so yeah.
I'll always be right here.
Seacrest seemed taken aback.
Why? 'Cause I'm from another planet? Are you a xenophobe?
But then said, well, if the cameras go away, as long as they can come back, Kourtney.
On my home planet, I was a botanist.
He said, they can go away for a little bit, but bring them back so we can do another season or two. Honestly, I don't know how they do it. He said, I couldn't do it no matter what they were paying them.
I can make things levitate. Just thought I'd throw that in.
He said, I could not do it, so I give them a lot of credit for having those cameras in their lives all the time. And I love you, Kourtney. Love her.
He loves her.
He loves her.
Well, that show has made millions for him.
Oh, my God, yes.
Honestly, I have to say, I thought that meteor would have crashed Earth long ago. And they still keep renewing it.
It's very resilient.
I wonder if it's like
don't get it.
Alcoholism or something. You're just addicted and
Maybe.
you just do it out of routine.
Maybe. You know what? American audiences always need, though, that super rich family to watch.
True. And there's
what
no.
they do.
Well, I guess there are a few of those. In fact, maybe even Dynasty itself is on. But
I think that kind of covered the bill for a while. Then now we get reality TV, which takes over for that.
So that's like the Real Housewives and all that stuff. Maybe you're right.
So,
I don't know. It's annoying.
I don't watch any of them.
None of it?
I'm a botanist.
Okay. No interest.
Yeah.
All right. So this is interesting. Haven't heard this name in a little while. All eyes were on Val Kilmer as he took center stage Sunday night at a benefit for his Twain Mania Foundation, created to impact the iconic writer Mark Twain's legacy to children. The 59-year-old posed on the carpet with a pair of binoculars around his neck.
How's he looking, by the way?
I have not seen the photos, Steve. I'm not really sure if we have any. If you guys
To be honest, I
find
there was-
any, that'd be great.
There was a point there. Huh? Yeah, it's okay. He had throat cancer, some sort of variation
I've got a
of throat
little
cancer. You got it?
information
All
on
right.
that coming up. But we're looking at a picture of him right now. He looks. Now he was heavy for a while.
He was very heavy.
He got pretty hefty. Looks like he's lost the weight, but man, has he done some work on his face.
He's Mickey Rourke-ified.
Yeah, he's aged clearly, but you can tell that there's been some work around the eyes and the cheeks. And that just, I couldn't tell you. If you showed me that picture and said, who is this? I couldn't tell you that's Val Kilmer.
It
No
looks
way.
like a drag queen pretending they're Val Kilmer.
Yeah, kind of like that.
He's not going to be featured in the new Top Gun?
Yes, he's going to be in it.
He is. So his son Jack was also in attendance for this event. But the appearance previews a comeback of sorts for the star, who is set to hit the big screen again in Top Gun Maverick. Last summer, Cruise said of Val Kilmer that he was doing really well. Well, it's unclear what prompted Kilmer's hiatus from Hollywood. It became apparent that he was struggling with health issues during the hiatus. In 2015, a spokesperson told People magazine he was rushed to the hospital for a possible tumor. In 2017, he admitted that he had throat cancer and had recovered after a 2-year fight. He told the Hollywood Reporter that the procedure on his trachea made his voice raspy and left him short of breath.
I really like Val Kilmer. He's been in some really great stuff.
It's great to have our guest back in our studio this morning. He's here to talk about a movie that is going to be in theaters on April 13th. It is a story of a gentleman by the name of Father Stuart Long, and it's called Father Stu. We're happy to have Mark Wahlberg here with us.
How are you guys?
Hey, Mark,
I feel like
good
I
to see you.
just broke the fourth wall. I watched her do the traffic. Wow, that was classic. And I knew she was going to mention the Schuylkill. Schuylkill first, thanks. Schuylkill.
Well, you're an honorary Philadelphian. I mean, let's face it.
Take a lot of pride in that too.
Yes, yeah. I remember when the Eagles were heading to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
You came on with us, man, and we never forgot that. And of course, you're Vince Papale, so that's.
I actually, it was the only time I could stomach the Patriots losing.
I know.
It was to my Eagles, yeah.
And we believed you when you said it, so that meant a lot.
No,
so,
it's true.
yeah.
It was true. It was an honor to put that uniform on.
So, Mark, the story of Father Stuart is it's pretty wild, man. It's and I'm curious before we go down. The storyline of people may not be familiar with the life of Father Stu. How did this story get to you?
Oh gosh, it sounds like one of those jokes. I'm an Italian restaurant in Beverly Hills with 2 priests, and literally on a Saturday afternoon, one of them starts pitching me a movie. And he told me the story once. I wasn't really paying attention. He started telling me again, and then it just dawned on me. Oh my gosh, this is something that I should do. I'm always looking for the next great challenge, and more importantly, this is also an opportunity for me to do something that really kind of represents my faith, and hopefully will help a lot of people. And people are really touched by the film.
There's a lot to be gleaned from this movie, and I'm a sucker for this kind of story. The fact that it's real only makes it that much more impactful. But there's redemption. There's a false start to redemption that is driven home by a cataclysmic event that occurs with Father Stu, but also all the things like I think forgiveness and things that we lose sight of. I was talking to Casey prior to having you on today about we've forgotten how to take people as a whole entity,
and most importantly, seeing the good in people.
And that point is driven home in the movie. Is that we're all imperfections. We're all that part of it, but retain the ability to say, this may not be something I'm thrilled about this person, but they did this. There's something in there.
Yep.
And that point's driven home as well. There's something in Father Stu that makes him able to slalom into the right people's spheres who help him along.
Yeah, and he's then in turn touched so many people in such a short amount of time during the priesthood. But it's remarkable. I just went to Helena, Montana. We had the premiere there, and to see all the people, to show the film to his family, his friends, parishioners, but also see how many people he touched.
Right.
It's remarkable. I mean, you really feel his presence there, and now we're getting to share that with the whole world.
For those who don't know his story, and I don't want to give away too much of maybe what you want to keep for the people who view the film, what is his story for those who may not know?
Well, he was a boxer. His parents, he lost a younger brother really early on. His parents didn't really have the coping skills to deal with that. He was left to his own devices. He became a fighter. He was angry at the world. He then tried to go to Hollywood to become an actor, fell in love with a girl, would do anything to be with her, and of course she lured him into church. She couldn't be with him if he wasn't baptized and wasn't Catholic. He was like, dump the water on me, oh man.
Yeah.
And then he had this terrible accident, had a visit from Mother Mary, and then he went to the fullest extreme and said, not only am I going to become a Catholic, I'm going to become a priest. And everybody in his life just thought he was absolutely crazy. He challenged everything about the priesthood in the seminary, got diagnosed with a rare disease, incurable disease, and then as his physicality deteriorated, his spirituality soared, and they still campaigned to have him ordained as a priest, and he touched a lot of people.
He seemed to be like leap of faith was his thing because
he'd try anything.
in the beginning, he moves to Los Angeles with nothing, no one that, checks into a hotel, I'm going to be an actor.
Yeah.
Well, he found out otherwise. And but yet this other thing happens in his life, and yet he takes another leap, and he seems to be one of these that just trusted his instincts 100% all the way.
Yeah, it was all about intuition for him. And, it's remarkable because the things that he did in a short amount of time, really, I talked to the Archbishop who had ordained him, and he was like, I couldn't believe, but he had so much real life experience, and all the things that people were going through and struggling with, he had already experienced. So he knew how to kind of help them cope with that, and to see with all the adversity that he faced, he handled it with such grace and dignity. Yeah. And if we're lucky enough to get old, we're all going to face it.
Yes.
But, it's one of those things where how do you cope with that? After just losing my mom. I lost my mom during the movie.
Yeah.
And so it's remarkable. It gives me a lot of comfort. I'm getting old, losing a lot of people.
There's a very powerful scene. I won't go into it, but it apparently happened right after your mom had passed, and it seemed as if, in a way, you were channeling that emotion in this scene. It's particularly it's in the church, and you're why I'm doing all these things that you want of me, speaking to God. And how am I here? Yeah. And it seemed like, I mean, we've always, compliment you're a great actor, and in that moment, though, so visceral, and everyone's tearing up at that, because you do have those moments like, wait a second, I thought I was doing everything right, but that's not what it's about.
Yeah, no. When everything's going good, life throws you a curveball, and God is definitely at work here. It's amazing to see how people are being touched by this movie. It's coming out now at Easter during the pandemic, where everybody's been struggling.
Right.
So people from all walks of life really feel like they identify and relate to Stu in their own personal way.
Yeah, and I can as well. And so. My father was a deacon. My father passed away 8 years ago, and and he wasn't born Catholic, and he didn't convert until he met my mother, and all that stuff. And so you talk about finding the grace of God through pain and suffering, and so they had lost their first born child, and you figure something like that could. And I talked to my dad about it. They could have been like peace out, thank you, but every single time I see you, I'm reminded of our son, but it actually it drew them closer to God, which is this crazy thing that happens, and it happened to fathers too. And so you're in Philadelphia, and you're doing a press tour in Philadelphia, and I wasn't sure if you were aware of Father Bill Atkinson. So his story is very, very reminiscent of what happened with Father Stu. So Father Atkinson wrote this book called Green Bananas, and Father Atkinson was a teacher at Monsignor Bonner High School, and he was a paraplegic. He was in a terrible sledding accident, and so he writes this book called Green Bananas, and essentially it's don't buy green bananas because you're not promised tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. So you may not even be here to enjoy that yellow banana. And so this guy, I'm sure as you go through the city today, I'm sure maybe this will come up more than one time. Yeah.
There's something, and to that point, so there were two uncles in my life. My wife's uncles were both priests. 50 years plus. They've since passed away to Father Jim and Father Charlie, and Father Stu reminded me there's a similar sort of thing. There's an I don't know what it is, and maybe it's if grace is brought into your life, and you're there's a way they carry themselves, and you say, these. They don't know what they're talking about. It's easy a lot of times to dismiss. You can't possibly connect to my situation. But I remember years ago sitting down with both of them at various points. I'm like, man, they got it. They got it. And they were able to speak comfort to me at a time when I really needed it. And you project, there's a couple of scenes in the movie where you're dispensing the solace to people in trouble, and they look at you, and you're in this vegetative state, Father Stu, I should say. And you always get that, well, if he can, then maybe I can. And if this helped him, maybe it can help me. It's such a powerful message.
Yeah, and it's important. I mean, people are really struggling right now. But having that real life experience is invaluable. When you were talking about that particular scene, I've never studied acting, but I have a lot of real life experience, the good, the bad, and I kind of utilize all of that in portraying these characters that I play and try to do it in the most authentic way. And so going through that particular moment at that particular time, but still, Stu and the way he handled it helped me, and it will continue to help me. And I'm much more optimistic about the future and accepting things that you can't change. And
learning that is a big lesson.
Yeah.
Who did you meet from the real story? I know Father Stu has passed, but anybody from his family?
Oh yeah, his dad, his siblings, his family, his best friends from the seminary, his childhood friends. He's got he's a colorful guy. Lots of really interesting friends.
Yeah. Well, I knew you were coming in, so when watching the film, I kind of wanted to look at the practical parts of movie making as well as taking the story in. And one of the things that I love, Mark, is and I'm curious about you as an actor. When you're on the set and you're giving your lines and so on, it's not the same as what we see once it's edited and put together. The music in this film, the way they really added a body to it, I thought. And when you watch a completed film, does that start to impact you more with those added pieces of the puzzle? You know what I mean? Than when you were there delivering those lines.
Yeah, of course. I mean, well, I'll give you a great example. I was making a movie called The Fighter, and I wanted to watch every great boxing movie ever made leading up until the start of the film. I happened to be on a plane flying to Boston. I had Rocky on.
Yeah.
Watching Rocky, all of a sudden, you know, every time I watch Rocky, you know what it does to you. All of a sudden, I turned off the volume, and because I was on a call, and I'm still watching, and the movie just completely didn't work.
Yeah.
Without the sound and all of the music and in the score. And so, yeah, of course. And Rosie had done a great job. I mean, I knew when I was reading the script, because all this, the scenes described the music that would be playing and the artist that she wanted to use. I was like, oh, this is going to be really expensive.
This is Rosalind Ross,
yeah.
First-time director.
First-time writer.
Wrote the script, and you took a chance.
Yeah.
But I think you had a good. I was reading an interview with you, and you said she wrote the words. She knew what she was seeing. What better person to translate that?
Yeah, I've definitely felt like that, because we were trying to make this movie for a while. David O. Russell and I were trying to get somebody to write the script, and I couldn't crack it, you know. And then when she came and said she wanted to try it, I said, go ahead. And I kind of told her the story, connected her to the people. And then all of a sudden, she comes back to me with a movie that I wanted to make. So I said, if she could put it on the page, she could put it on the screen.
That's wild.
Had you worked with Jackie Weaver before?
No, I hadn't. No.
She plays the mom in Silver Linings Playbook, which is obviously set here in Philly as well. And I love her. She's so compelling, and there's something about her eyes whenever you watch. Like, she just emotes so well.
She's fantastic. And you know, I lost my mom during the making of the movie, and to kind of rely on her, she was definitely there for me in lots of ways. And if I ever needed to get emotional or anything like that, like there's a scene where I'm coming into the church and I realized that they're actually going to ordain me, and I just looked to her, and then of course I just got super emotional, you know.
So your father in this film is Mel Gibson, and so I noticed that your relationship with him in this movie is very, very similar to Daddy's Home 2, where he plays your father in that movie as well.
Oh my God! Yeah, he was going to play my brother, but Mel obviously was Bill Long, Stu's dad, his first choice, second choice, and third choice. I've made a lot of movies about real people, and especially sensitive subjects, and I've never had somebody deal with it in such a nonchalant way, the way that Bill has. I mean, he really gets a kick out of it. He doesn't really. He knows that that I'm playing Stu, but he's able to kind of detach himself from that. And so, like, when he sees Mel, he just starts giggling all the time.
Well, and he made The Passion of the Christ and directed, and I assume you were able to pull on his. Expertise, because this was a smaller film than some of the other films you've made.
And of course, you know, taking on the responsibility of financing the movie myself. You know, he financed The Passion. He kind of did it all. So, you know, that was something I was able to take a play from his book and kind of figure out the best way to get the movie made without any kind of creative interference. Because once you bring on a financier or a studio, then everybody's got notes. I mean, they're paid to have an opinion, right? And then you kind of get into the rabbit hole. We didn't want to make a film by committee. We wanted to kind of do our own thing and then find the right partner to distribute it.
Sure. You're just tuning in. It's Mark Wahlberg is joining us in studio. Father Stu is going to be out in theaters April 13th. You guys shot this in 30 days?
30 days, yeah.
Wow.
It's like 6 years to get it done and 30 days.
It's always, yeah. You're basically in quicksand for all this time, and then all of a sudden you have to sprint to the finish line. And then it was the same thing with, we had a lot of time to edit the film, but then we had a short amount of time to release the film. So,
I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that you were able to get it done so quickly because you work hard. And there was a nice documentary that was done about your life, and you just know that, like, you're just the dude who is just working from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. I also know that you take your health and your physical fitness very, very seriously. You don't do it because you have to. You do it because you want to and you love it. So, gaining 30 pounds in 6 weeks. Was that fun or did that suck?
It was the worst experience of my life. I'm still feeling the repercussions of that. It's just because it's just at my age, it's not that healthy to do.
It's a freaking nightmare.
I tried to do it in the most healthy way possible. So when people think, "Oh God, you got to gain 30 pounds," oh poor you, like it's not like all the things you crave are on the menu. None of those things were things that I got to eat. I didn't.
The fun stuff.
I was eating, a dozen eggs with a dozen pieces of bacon, 2-3 bowls of white rice, drinking olive oil out of a glass, and then I'd have a steak, and then right after that meal. 2 hours later, you get a knock on the door and you got to eat again. And you got to pound another meal. So from 7,000 calories a day for the first 2 weeks to then 11,000 calories for the last 4 weeks. It was terrible. And it was all like sodiums, starches, stuff to
that's
get you
not
bloated.
healthy.
Yeah, no.
Not healthy at all.
I can't believe you guys do that. Like, because we have a friend, Rob McElhenney, did it for a role too.
It's
and
always sunny.
He
Yeah.
did it for a laugh.
He did it for a laugh. But
And he said what Ron just said. It was a nightmare packing on that weight.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to lose it because then you got to be disciplined, right?
Yeah.
You got to be able to say no, but to pack it in when you're already stuffed, that's just the worst.
Do you know the book or the movie called Diary of a City Priest? It's based on a guy named Father John McNamee, and it's set here in Philadelphia as well. It's sort of like what Casey was bringing up. And the movie was starring David Morse. And when watching Father Stu, it sort of reminded me of these people that find ways to do good for people who really need it, who need to find some salvation and don't know where else to turn. So if you like doing this role with Father Stu, I highly recommend Diary of a City Priest.
Yeah, I definitely checked that out. I'm a big fan of Dave Morris too. But it's one of those things where Stu, like, he was so effective, especially like in his prison ministry. When he would go and talk to the inmates, because he was one of those guys.
Yeah.
So he could just tell them how it was. And we all know people who have made bad decisions, and if they feel like nobody cares, then what are they going to live for? We have to remind people that we're not going to give up on them. Nobody's beyond redemption. You see the good in people, and accepting people for who they are. So
it's so important. Yeah, that's what Christmas Carol is my favorite book of all time because of that. You have someone who is, everyone's deemed beyond help. This guy's gone, and he does have redemption. And sometimes you just need someone to extend a hand and say, okay, we're going to work on this. And that's what this whole movie is about. I love that he has almost a false, not a completely false start, Father Stu, to his embracing of becoming a priest. But it all becomes clear, as I said before, when he has another step in it, this disease that he gets that really, what does it really come down to? And it seems to me that you in your life have gone through, you've hit that point where you are all in now. Was that a hard process, or did you have a kind of a switch flick moment as Father Stu had?
No, I mean, I've always been, ever since a young age when I started refocusing on my faith, good things started happening for me. I'm a guy who's super disciplined and routine, and I've got a lot of gratitude. I'm like, okay, if this is working, I'm sticking with this. I'm not going to veer off of the plan at all. And then I realized, of course, all these things are happening for a reason. I'm being put in this position for a reason. The story's coming to me for a reason. And so to be able to then focus on doing the greater good and figuring out what my purpose is and how I utilize all the talents that I have and the position that I'm in to do something great and help people and inspire people to do more. And that's why I'm hearing now all these great stories. I can imagine if this movie works, I really want to focus on doing a lot more faith-based content, things that'll bring people together. Hopefully people will come to me with great stories. Young filmmakers will come with their ideas, and I'll be able to help them make their movies and get these kind of projects out there.
It helps people.
And then also doing more things just behind the scenes without going and talking about it, because, the left hand's not supposed to know what the right hand's doing. We're supposed to be doing things out of the goodness of our heart, not for a pat on the back. But it's also, it's important to have the conversation, especially in this day and age when there's so much focus and emphasis on negativity and people being so judgmental without really, and we all have our own stuff. We all have our own issues, and it'd be a shame for somebody to go and affect somebody else's life knowing they have stuff. I mean, that's a bad situation.
Yeah, the inclination just to dismiss people in their entirety it's got to change. It's how I think that's how we all heal when we start to do what you just said.
Casey mentioned your work ethic and how busy you are. Do you ever take breaks? You ever go on a little downtime?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's golf. It's golf, right?
But golf. I mean, I get that. I get that time every day. I wake up with my prayer routine and reading scripture, and then I kind of work out. And then if I'm lucky, I wake the kids up. I'll go play golf in 2 hours or less. I have that time to myself, and then I kind of work for the rest of the day. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the summer. After I finish a movie in July, I go up to our lake house in Gaza Ranch and play golf and hang out with the kids. And
You're my kind of golfer, by the way. I'm like a Sunday morning, crack of dawn.
Yeah,
a
let it
little
rip.
under 2 hours. I can play 18 holes.
Yeah,
Love
you
it.
got too much stuff to do. I mean,
You do a lot of praying on the course, I assume, right?
Please God,
Pray
go
to
in.
make this
Please
putt.
God, go in.
Yeah, it's funny because my wife was just give me an earful. She was like, Brendan, my youngest son now is playing golf too, which is the greatest thing ever.
Totally.
And it annoys my wife so much because now she can never say no to me going to play because both of my sons are playing.
Bonding time.
So he's like, Mom, Dad even rushes on the golf course. She's like, you know how bad that is? You're rushing on the golf course. I said, whoa. I said, do you know why I rush on the golf course? She's like, no, why? I said, because you call me every 10 minutes going, where are you? Why are you taking so long? Get home. So I purposely stopped playing in the middle of the day with my friends and playing the 4-hour golf round.
Right.
And I started playing first thing, crack of dawn, like a crazy person for you. It's only for you.
Mark, there are certain scenes in certain movies that will just always bring a smile to my face. And there's a scene in Ted 2 where you guys are doing the Law and Order theme. And they started... yes. And
hey, you lawyer guy. Bum, bum.
They were advertising Law and Order: The Return during the Super Bowl this year pretty heavily. And I could not hear your voice and Seth MacFarlane's voice every time the spot came on. So I just want to thank you publicly for doing that scene.
Wow, thank you.
Well, I got to put in for the stripper name. When you run the stripper names, it's a perennial. My wife and I, that's a perennial. So
Well, there's a lot we could thank you for, but you do have to get going. So we're just going to remind people that Father Stu is in theaters April 13th. It's a great film. And if you get a chance, please go see it. And it's great to have you here in person. Thanks for stopping by,
likewise.
man.
It's nice to actually get into the studio again, see people one-on-one, face-to-face. I mean, this pandemic has been tough on everybody. So
I hear you, man.
Well, the movie came at the right time.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Mark Wahlberg. Yeah. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in a sec. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve. 93.3 WMMR.
Freaking hilarious.
And Steve, you're forgetting
Tombstone.
Tombstone, thank
One of the
you.
greatest performances.
Yeah, definitely.
I bought the man's shirt.
I think his best performance. And The Doors. He was phenomenal.
So what would you say? So great as Val Kilmer, Tombstone? That is such a great performance.
I got to go neck and neck with The Doors. They were both so good. But yeah, his lines in Tombstone are
so
just
great,
wonderful,
so great.
I love Real Genius though. I love that movie.
Have you ever seen Real Tombstone?
I've never
It's
seen.
really good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's about Doc Holliday in college.
Only he uses a laser instead of
I'm gonna use a laser honeysuckle. I'm gonna make a whole big house into a Jiffy Pop.
What was that? Was that him?
That was his bite in.
in Top Gun. His
Yes.
best pilot.
Yeah.
Hit it again. That's his teeth coming together.
Oh my God.
That's right. Ice. Man, I am dangerous.
And there's the bite.
Right, man.
That line from Cruise, I hate it. Ice. And then he pauses. Man, and brushes off his shoulders.
You're awfully big there.
Horrible movie.
I'm 5 feet 3 inches tall, man. I'm a little tiny man.
But as much as I hate Top Gun, I can't wait to see the sequel.
Likewise,
I
because
really want
now-
to see it.
Because guess what?
What I said, and I thought they were going to do, is they're going to go more realistic.
Yeah.
You think
They're gonna
so?
go more, that's the word.
Okay.
And now with the availability of what they can do,
It's Steve. Wouldn't it be great if in the locker room saying they all of a sudden break into a dance number?
right?
We're going for ultra realism
Realistic.
here.
I want to see Val Kilmer though. You know, I want to see how he looks and how he's able to pull up Iceman, because what we just saw there up on the screen doesn't jibe with the Iceman I know.
I don't think he can't be all that cocky anymore.
You're not just writing checks. Your body can't talk.
What was that?
You're
Ice.
dangerous.
Man, I can't understand your words. Man.
John Hamm's in it too. He was at the Blues game last night and on Saturday, and he's done a few spots on NBC for the Stanley Cup Finals, and so it'll be cool to see him in it as well.
I love in that.
I'm sorry.
I love in that.
He wasn't in Mad Men.
No, Mad Men.
Oh, Mad Men.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
You can't put your lips together. No, man.
I had a little surgery. Yeah. You got a little surgery?
You look weird.
Tonight, E.T. gets the exclusive with Val Kilmer.
I'm gonna rip the Band-Aid off. This can go hard on you now.
You look weird.
Bring it, you little bitch.
All right, what else I have for you? 3 months after Nicolas Cage and Erica Quakey got hitched in a quickie Vegas wedding.
A quakey.
Quakey was quickie.
You remember
Nicolas Cagey
tried to immediately get it annulled.
4 days.
Yeah.
Vegas. After this, a judge in Clark County had granted them a divorce. Cage filed for an annulment 4 days after the wedding.
He was drunk. He freely admits.
That was his fourth wedding, by the way. Claiming that it was based on fraud because Quakey did not disclose her criminal and romantic history to him.
Uh-huh.
See, you didn't tell me about your criminal history.
You didn't tell me about your criminal history.
TMZ
If I had known, I wouldn't gone all quakey on you.
TMZ reports that the annulment didn't happen, and it is
I'm his friend now.
Oh,
see, little guy's my friend now. He's got great fingers.
Quakey. Okay, so reports that the annulment. TMZ reports the annulment didn't happen, and it's unclear if Quakey will receive the spousal support that she has requested. So, honestly, I don't know what's going on there.
I love Nicolas Cage Nicolas Cage has become what he's wanted to become the most. It's basically an Elvis type character. He goes around, in these, like right here, he's got some sort of animal print leisure suit on. This is ridiculous.
What would you do to make your butt look good in a photo?
Ooh, I'd have it wear a cowboy hat.
For celebrities and social media influencers, it's about contorting the body for the best rear view.
Yeah.
All right, so you know what to do, Kathy?
I'm not sure. I'm sure it's probably a little arch in the back.
Well, for me, it's bending over and pulling the cheeks as far apart as possible.
I think that's a different type of photo.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
I
not
misunderstood.
What they're talking about.
I think so you can see everything, where you can see where the skin starts to turn color.
Oh, my God.
Right? Is that what you're talking about?
Listen, I didn't even realize I was doing it, but I was, I mooned my daughter.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Just
Dear.
Yeah, but I brown-eyed.
Oh, no, your poor kid. You just traumatized her for life.
So is that how you take a proper ass picture?
I don't think any child should see their father's butthole.
Ever.
No.
Write that down.
Do what I did and just feel it.
It scarred her. She was like, she freaked out.
Oh, yeah.
I thought more like, I was thinking more in the veins of my son that I was doing that too. And I was like, I can't believe I just did that. I just did that.
I can't believe it either.
Wow. I know. Yeah.
Man in my little girl.
Right.
Poppy. Hey, Daddy, I just saw your brown eye.
Is that your butthole, Poppy?
It was quite traumatic, Poppy.
His name is Eddie. He wants to know if we can go steady.
I've never seen your butthole. I had to tell him I did, Daddy. He's not my boyfriend anymore, Daddy. Thanks for scarring me, Daddy.
Oh, the car pop?
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Well, anyway, back to the story.
I saw your balloon knot, Daddy.
Hey, look over there.
Didn't want to see it, Daddy.
You probably shouldn't have told us that.
No, I'm
Here's
glad I
other
did.
stories.
So the most popular booty popping position involves tilting the pelvis and arching the back.
Yeah.
So the
and
obvious.
then swiveling the head to the side. Bootylicious models such as Hailey Bieber and Isabel Goulart have recently.
My name is Isabel Goulart.
Have recently
You want to change our last name?
posed on the red carpet this way to highlight their pert posteriors in gowns with plunging backs.
So can you show Casey what he's? Do you know what he's describing? Is it? Are you?
Well, I'm going to give it more detailed. So here we go. Here's an influencer, Daisy Keach, who last month enlisted a plastic surgeon to certify that her backside was real to her 1.1 million Insta followers, said, "I'll stand up straight and spread my legs a little bit to make myself look a little bit wider than if my feet were closer together." She says, then I'll arch my back a little bit.
Right.
And I'll kind of puff out my chest. I breathe out
and my stomach cinches in as I pose.
God, what a bunch of nonsense to go through.
One of our
she's 19,
calendar
by the way.
girls though does this perfect, and I can't remember which one it is. I'm trying to find her pictures, but like
Is it Shay? Our cover girl?
I mean, listen, they probably all take
Yeah.
great booty shots, but there's one specific calendar girl, and I can't remember who it is.
The 19-year-old influencer from Los Angeles says...
Influencer.
She says a lot goes into properly accentuating her most famous asset, which she dubbed the Keech Peach.
The Keech? What's her full name?
Her name is Daisy Keech.
Oh, I thought you said Stacy Keech. I'm like, that guy?
Daisy Keech, and she calls it the Keech Peach. One of her other go-to tricks involves bending the leg that's closest to the camera while standing, quote, super tall on the other foot. If you arch your back a little bit and lean the shoulder closest to the camera forward, she said it will make your waist look smaller and your butt look bigger.
So none of them suggest putting your stomach forward on a table and pulling your ass cheeks far apart?
I haven't gotten to the whole thing yet, so maybe. But while an overarched spine may look good on the gram, it's not the greatest for your posture, says experts. With a neutral pelvis, the hip points and pubic bone align. By contrast, the sway back position and other similar moves create an interior pelvic tilt, which is placing a lot of strain on the pelvis, says chiropractor Marcella Thomas.
Well, of course, we know that the way you're posing is not the way you should walk around in life.
Some people do actually suffer.
Like, what are you going to be like this? Like, like Frankenstein?
Some people do actually suffer from an interior pelvic tilt, an issue that Thomas says that she would treat in her office using strengthening and stretching positions and spinal adjustment.
She's really taking this seriously on this doctor.
I
could treat that.
I have that pelvic tilt just when I stand regularly.
I don't know what you mean by that, but pelvic.
So I guess I have like a natural bend in my back and
which accentuates your
like an arch, and my pelvis kind of tilts a bit just when I stand normal. No, kind of down.
Does that happen when you try to touch your elbows behind your back?
I see. Yeah, and then I do that and I tilt my head and
like when you lick your own nipples.
Right, exactly. Yeah, all very similar.
Yeah.
It's natural that my tongue goes down to my nipple.
When I give my Kathy, same. When I give myself oral,
right,
my butt really sticks out.
Sitting to my left, ladies and gentlemen, Adrian Zemed.
Adrian Smed, I thought he was dead. Oh my God!
We're not kidding.
We've
been talking about you forever, right, Preston?
We have. We absolutely have. We are fans. Has anybody ever said to you, "I thought you were dead" before, though? That's a slight insult.
Well, actually, there was an episode of The Simpsons where I was in one of their musical numbers, and I popped out of a coffin saying, "And I'm not dead."
Here you are in this play, and again, Middletown, and it's two couples, and they're sort of there's some comedy, there's some sadness, but it's the way they've grown over the years. And what drew you to this?
Exactly that. I'm used to, I've been through the Eastern Seaboard so many times with musicals.
Yeah.
And I'm used to just being drenched in sweat by the end of the show and doing it. And then I read this play, and it was such a simple play. It's just about two couples who have dinner every Friday night for 33 years.
Right.
They're best friends, and they're normal people, and life happens to them. And it truly is a roller coaster of emotions. I mean, we suck you in by all our little charming quirks that the couples have and everything, and then life happens. There are tragedies in life that you have to deal with, relationship problems with your spouse and everything. But what is the great fascinating thing about this play is that the words speak for themselves. I'm actually first generation Romanian, so my family came, to America for their kids to, be doctors and lawyers, and I come up to my dad and say I'm going to be an actor. And it's like, the funny thing about him is I won him over. I literally out of acting school, I got one of the last national tours of the original Grease, and we were playing in my hometown of Chicago.
You were playing Zuko.
Yeah, I was playing Danny, and we were going into a very big theater into Chicago, and there was and nobody really knew very much about Grease at that time.
Right.
The movie had not come out yet. It was just a hit on Broadway, and there were a few national tours. So the company manager said, "Look, we're having a lot of trouble with this opening night. We're going to paper the house. Tell your dad that you can invite the entire congregation." So,
oh man, that's a
I didn't mention that my father is a priest, an Orthodox priest.
Right,
They can get married.
And Greece is
Eastern Orthodox priests can get married.
Greece is very profane.
Oh God,
yeah,
yeah, the stage show.
Kidding?
Yeah.
I'm giving the finger on the show, and it's just like the original Grease was not meant for kids; it was meant for adults looking back on their lives in high school.
So he brings down the congregation.
So there were 500 Romanian people screaming and yelling, and they had their gypsy violins, and they were going singing the act. Every time I came out, there was a big cheer. It was then that my father was won over, and he kind of, although he didn't understand when I ended up getting television and film, when I was doing TJ Hooker, he didn't really understand what that was all about. So he says, You work for 1 hour. What you do rest of week?
That's great.
You are a bum. I got into this business because I wanted to be an actor.
Right.
That's it. I never even wanted to do television and film. I just wanted to work in theater.
Right.
That's all I ever wanted to do. And then one thing happens, and then you're just whisked away, and suddenly you're in Hollywood, and you're doing all this stuff.
You're good friends with William Shatner, right?
Yeah, I'm actually. We're currently working on a few projects with his production company. Actually, we're letting it out right now. We're actually thinking of bringing Hooker back.
Oh,
in a comical way.
That'd be awesome.
Perfect. Bill is 88. Yeah. But the funny thing about it is that when we did Hooker, Bill pretty much did push the envelope on asking for ridiculous things for Hooker to do.
Okay.
I mean, we had technical advisors from LAPD there, and he said, "Look, no, I got this idea. How about I just run over to the helicopter, and as it's going up, I just grab onto the rung of the helicopter, and when we're up in the air, I take my gun out."
Mark Wahlberg is a big golfer, and I had picked up this magazine last time I was in Florida just a few weeks ago, visit my mom and sister, and I at the airport I picked up Golf Magazine and a Golf Digest, and on the cover of Golf Magazine is Mark Wahlberg with Abraham Answer. They're partners they have a tequila brand together, and so in the article they go through some stuff in there. The interview takes place in Mark's backyard. And so they have some pictures of it, and he's got essentially a small golf course in his backyard, along with a skate park and basketball courts and all that. And I just go, dude, I want your backyard.
Yeah.
I want your backyard. And so we started talking golf, and he knows all the golf courses in this area. He's like, oh, my God, you got everything. You got Marion, you got Pine Valley, you got Aronimink, Cricket Club, Eighth Club. He started rattling off all these clubs, and even the ones that, aren't nationally known. So he knows it. And when we were done with the interview, he goes, I guess his handler or his one of his people that works for him, a guy named Richie, goes, get Richie in here. Richie, come in here. And he had written down somebody's name who I guess he got a text message. And he just hands him this note with the guy's name on it. He goes, get him on at Pebble, meaning Pebble Beach Golf Course. And that was you.
We were when you put your headphones on.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I was like, I thought you knew when telling the story.
You don't play golf?
Well, if I have a chance to play at Pebble, I'll play. So
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, here's the thing that happened, Preston. You were wrapping up the conversation, and I said, hey, I'm going to go visit Pebble Beach soon.
Oh,
and he said,
yeah. Right, you're going out there, yeah.
And he said, you want to get on and play. And when Mark Wahlberg asked you if you want to play at Pebble Beach, you say yes.
Hell yes.
So that's what my response was.
Wow.
And
You have enough time to practice.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll become a pro in between now and then. But look, I mean, I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to play, but it's an offer that's probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So he asked me to write that down. I handed him the note, and then he called in his assistant, and he said, yeah, get him on. And then the assistant comes in, and he says, hey, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this until later today. And I was like,
that's okay.
All right,
that's fine.
Here's how you play it, Nick. Get a fake cast. All right, for your arm, and you show up and you say, I'm not going to play well today, but I want to play. And this way, it doesn't matter your level.
You have to. Are you kidding me? When somebody like that says you want to do it, whether you can or not, you do it.
Yeah.
It's funny. So he's being, Kathy's swooning, and the excitement level of, because who have we had who's been at that level since 2 years ago?
Oh, since 2 years ago? No, nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah. And we used to, there was a conga line of people in here, but
Well, and he's so nice, like that. Like even before he was leaving, like sort of like you know how John Travolta was. Like he looked at each one of us before he left, made eye contact, said thanks for having me. You know, like it's just he's just a nice guy.
He's as I said, an honorary Philadelphian.
Yeah, most definitely. That's cool. All right, take lots of pictures. I want to see those.
You bet.
Definitely. All right, so there's an interesting article that I saw I thought would be worth passing along. This was, I think I got this on BuzzFeed, and it is a list of things that people were shocked or confused to learn later in life. It's like one of those things I was today years old when I learned this type of thing.
You thought you knew it, but you didn't know it.
And I was like, okay, whatever. This is, one of these lists, whatever. And I looked at it, and there's like one of the first ones on here. I was like, I did not know that.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, the first one I didn't.
The first one right here?
Yeah, it's the only one that I read.
Let's hear it.
This one says, at roughly 37 years old, I learned that pineapples grow from the ground and not from a tree.
You didn't know that?
I knew that.
I was 46 and a half years old when I found out that pineapples do not grow from a tree. And
Well, I
grow
guess
from the
people
ground.
associate them with a coconut and
yeah.
tropical locations, and you know that you see coconuts up in the
Do you know
tree.
why? Years ago, I must have been I had to be been a kid, but I remember seeing them, in a field and from the ground up, and so But I guess that would make sense if you're thinking along the lines of tropical. It's got to come from a tree.
Yep.
Cray.
All right, here's the one I didn't know. Okay. Ponies are not baby horses.
I knew that too.
They are a breed of horse.
I will say that I know that, but I will say that I learned it much later than I would have liked to have.
I had always thought that a pony was a stage in life of a horse. I know that they're born as a foal.
Right.
And I thought that they eventually went through, puberty, and they were a
became a
pony
horse.
for a little while.
Yeah,
and eventually
Shetland
became a
pony
horse.
is a baby Shetland horse. Right?
No, now that I knew was a breed. I knew that they never got any bigger than that, but I didn't know things like a polo pony.
Right.
It's a breed of horse.
Yeah, see, I grew up riding horses, so that stuff they like while you were having to brush the horse and clean them, like the instructor was teaching you that.
Did you ever feed those ponies pineapple?
I didn't.
Here is another one, and this person said that the puffer fish don't use air to inflate. They inflate by sucking in water, which turns and puffs up their stomach and makes them look inflated. Yes, where would they get the air from? So that one I knew. But someone apparently thought that they had puffed up with air as opposed to water.
What was one that I just heard? I'm going to try, but it was one of those, like, how did you not? That's what these are. How did you not know that?
Mm-hmm. This one's great. This is from a person who has a Cuban heritage.
Okay.
And they said that I did not know that abuela and abuelo were not my Cuban grandparents' actual names.
Oh, my God.
That's
it
funny.
means grandma and grandpa in Spanish.
I feel like I learned that in Dora the Explorer.
Oh, that's brilliant. Now, this one I did not know. Sodas are called soft drinks. And do you know why? Let's see if anybody
I don't
else
know.
here
I know they're
knows
called
this.
soft drinks, but I don't know why.
Yeah, because they don't have hard alcohol in them.
Oh.
Because they don't have booze in them. So a soft
Interesting.
drink.
Soft drinks, right?
If you were at a bar and instead of ordering a hard, like they have
makes
hard
sense.
cider and stuff like that.
It's like your genitals.
A soft drink. That's according to this particular one, Nick. I don't know.
it
there's
says
any
that there
validity
too. But like, there are plenty of drinks that don't have alcohol in them. You don't consider them soft drinks.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
soft milk.
Right.
Yeah. Or soft juice.
Yeah, but
Soft
think
juice.
about it. If you go to a bar, that's what they're typically serving. They're serving you the
Either
hard
a hard
drinks
drink or a soft
Or like a
drink.
Coke.
Soft
Or,
drink.
yes,
Yeah.
so that
Yeah.
would make sense.
You
Yeah,
need a
because
soft drink.
if you look up on like a fast food menu board, it'll like lemonade and iced
Pony.
tea and ponies will be under the soft drink category, will they not?
Ponies?
Yeah. Well, Steve said.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess so.
Hey,
You're
wait
right.
a second. Isn't that a beer size?
It is.
A pony?
Pony,
Pony, yeah.
I guess so. Yeah. The little bottles are pony.
Yes.
See, it all ties
How
together.
about that?
And by the way, anytime
And we're
you
back
say
at pineapples.
lemonade, I think of
Lemonade. That cool, refreshing. That full.
That's cool, refreshing, cool.
All right, this is just somebody who didn't realize this for one reason or another, and feel free if you've got anything you want to share, get off your chest, 215-263-WMMR. This one says, I didn't know that I really need glasses until I was 21. My friends were hassling about being dyslexic because I kept getting words mixed up, and I couldn't actually see the individual letters of a word. I'd just been reading by looking at the shape of words and guessing based on the context and wider story.
Well, stop and think about it. If you would have nothing to compare it to if that's what you've always been dealing with.
They said I'd been reading this way for years and survived university before finding out that my prescription was plus 1.50. The optometrist said it was amazing. I hadn't noticed, and when I put the glasses on, everything was in 4K Ultra.
Aw.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not, I wasn't reading by shapes or anything like that, but I mean, no one in my family had eye issues. So I went years in school just not being able to see the chalkboard. And I just thought, well, I can't see the chalkboard. And like, I would ask the teachers, can you sit me in the front of the room? Because I can't see when I'm all the way in the back. And then so then my math grade started dropping. And my mom was like, what is going on? I'm like, well, I can't see anything because they have me sitting in the back of the room. I asked to sit up front, but they wouldn't let me. And she was like, what do you mean you can't see? I'm like, I can't see the board all the way back there. And she's like, well, you should be able to still.
Right.
And I'm like, no, I think it's just because I'm far away. Well, sure enough, we went to the eye doctor and like, I had a really bad prescription and I got my glasses, my dorky glasses. And I was like, oh, this is a whole new story. I can see the numbers
it's
on the
liberating.
chalkboard.
It's like when someone, if you're dyslexic, you don't know. I mean, if that's all you've been, that's the way you've been experiencing things, you have nothing to compare
well,
it to.
that was it. I just thought I'm in the back of the room and not many people can see the board if you're in the back of the room.
This conversation, Kathy, is kind of like the person that you knew that thought that the baggage flew in a different aircraft than
the luggage plane.
The airplane that you're flying
Yeah, I think,
in.
what was it? There was either like a delay or something. She goes, well, so do you think that the luggage will be delayed in the cargo plane? And we were like, what? She was like, well, you know, the plane that flies behind. And then like, as she's saying it, she was like, oh God.
Now that I've said it out loud, it sounds incredibly stupid.
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense.
They actually put it in the plane you're on.
Down below. All right, this one, here you go. This person didn't know that menstrual pads stick to their underwear and not their bodies like a Band-Aid.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh, she was wearing it the other way?
She said, I learned the hard way. My mom didn't give me clear enough instructions when I got my first period at age 9.
Oh, God.
That's early.
I could
really
see you getting
early.
confused.
Yeah.
Those are the worst things ever.
You know what I'm trying to teach my children is that you are allowed to flush the toilet more than once. So you don't have to like just try and do it all in one and overflow every single toilet in the house.
Right.
Yeah.
There was
it up. Yeah.
You made me remember there was a girl I knew, and she relayed when she was first with the guy, he gave her the condom to put on, and she unrolled it completely, like as if it was a sock, and then you'd pull it on the way you'd pull on a sock.
I don't know if this person's being truthful or not, but it says, I never knew old ladies could drive. All right, here's another one. It says, growing up, I had always heard that sports teams draft people. I'm tall, so as a kid, I was constantly afraid I would get drafted for the state basketball team out of the blue like a military draft. I was like 10 or 12 when I learned this wasn't the case. All right, I'm going to go to Tyler. Hey, Tyler, good morning.
Good morning, it.
Good morning, it. What's up, Tyler?
Hey, I recently learned that pickles were cucumbers.
Oh, wow. Okay. At what age did you realize this?
I realized I was like 22 or 23.
Oh, man. And how did you find out?
I don't remember exactly how I found out, but I was absolutely befuddled. I love pickles, and I had no idea.
You know, who knows? There's a lot of plants out there.
Yeah. And you just hope that no one's around when you find out, or that you've said it out loud and someone corrects you. You know what I mean?
It was probably a situation like that. I was probably totally embarrassed. Too.
All right.
He reminds me
Thanks,
of the Warren
Tyler.
Harris.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
What was it? She did two
She
things.
thought that if you cooked
Cucumber.
cucumber, it became a zucchini.
Uh-huh.
And she
so-
made rice without water. She tried to boil rice.
Yeah, without water. She just threw the rice in. That's just a cooking, dyslexia
That's
of
worse
types.
than me.
Yeah,
That is way worse.
You're
than you.
Paul Prudhomme compared to.
But she bought cucumbers, and I didn't know if she was going to bake them, and she thought that they would turn into zucchini as you baked them. And apparently, that's not the case. Speaking of food, here's another one on this list that said they didn't know that baby carrots are just shaved down big carrots.
Yeah, I learned that not too long ago.
They said I was devastated a few years ago.
Yeah, it probably.
I'm a
within-
baby carrot farmer.
With the last 5 years, I learned that.
Now, there are smaller ones, that have, you can tell that they still have a little bit of the root on the end there. And I assume that those have been plucked at an early age. I don't know if that's right or not.
I'm a baby carrot plucker.
Okay, here's what I don't know.
I'm a baby carrot plucker.
Those tiny little corns on the cob, are those
Baby
like
corn.
I mean, is that as
Is
big
that
as they'll
corn?
grow, or is that like did they pull those out?
I assume that is a completely different animal.
Those are corn preemies
than actual corn.
Okay.
Nick will look that up now.
Young corn, cornlets, or baby sweet corn. It's a cereal grain taken from corn, so it's just harvested while the stalks are still small and immature.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, so it's actually if
like corn fetuses.
If let go, would they grow into a full grown corn? Do we know?
Yes.
I would be surprised because
do they keep them in a box like veal?
Here's one of the things I didn't know until not that long ago. But a corn stalk usually just has one ear of corn on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I go by
That huge thing only has one.
right.
Rip off
fields and fields, gigantic fields of corn.
Yeah.
And I thought there were tons of them on per. Nick, if you could look up,
Could have done that one better, God.
I got to make sure.
No, I
that
think you're right.
I'm right on that.
Also, fun fact: baby corn is consumed worldwide.
I tell you what,
It's a worldly known good produce.
we eat it pretty regularly. My
corn?
kids
you?
love baby corn. Baby
Oh,
corn,
baby
the little
corn.
ones, yeah. And so we just we either saute them with butter or I'll roast them in the oven, and our kids love
You
it.
ever boil them or mash them?
I have stuck them in a stew,
Oh, all right, okay.
but outside of that, I've not really done those other things. Hang on a second. I'm going to go to Mike. Hey, Mike. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
All right. I was yesterday years old when I found out that if you hold down the O on your keyboard on Facebook, you will bring up the degree symbol.
So like a 98 degrees, a small Z. Oh,
Like when texting somebody or typing on a computer.
When you're like texting on your iPhone, but it's only on Facebook it works. And now I've been like randomly typing through others and holding down just to see what else pops up.
You know what, Mike? I'm not going to call you on that. That's so obscure. I think
Wow.
No, he's
I don't
right.
even
It's
know
okay.
if Mark Zuckerberg knows that.
And you
Thanks,
can do
Mike.
it with E, like if you want to put an accent aigu on there, you can do it that way as well.
How about an umlaut?
An umlaut with an E.
Hey,
Yeah.
when you do
Yep.
when you write resume, do you put the perfunctory?
Accent symbol?
Yeah.
Because otherwise it says resume. Yeah.
No, you're right. It does delineate that. Although I don't know where a lot of those characters are.
No, I have no
when,
idea.
When people create Marissa did a little V for Villanova the other day with punctuations and stuff, and where some of these symbols, and I don't even know what they are used for
Right.
in real legitimate punctuation, other than creating little faces and emojis. I don't know where most of those are.
Well, push the button that's the semi-pud.
Yeah,
That's the one you hit.
semi-pud. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
When I was growing up, and I don't remember how old I was when I learned, but I thought when you like moved that you just traded the houses with whoever you moved from to.
but you guys would
swapped.
swap houses.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
swapped houses, and I just
There's a new reality show, Swap House.
it always blew my mind because I knew like where my aunt and uncle lived, but I knew that where they used to live, right? Because we had friends that lived in their old house, and I was like, why would those people move from? Because my aunt's house was like really nice, had a pool and all that stuff. I'm like, why would they move from that house to the smaller house? It made no sense.
Financial.
Okay, I gotta hear this. Let me go to Brandon. Hey, Brandon. Good morning.
How are you? Sorry about your work.
It's all right, buddy. What's up, man?
Hi. For the longest time, when you hear people, going through hard times and they sit there and say, we're just trying to make ends meet.
Trying to make ends meet. Yeah.
For the longest time, I was actually thought you bought the ends of meat for like ends meat sandwiches.
Oh my!
You were trying to make actual meat.
So then I heard it one day and I was like, okay, I get it now. And I made the mistake of telling someone and they just broke my balls for the longest time.
Oh, that's great.
You go into the roster of things like that, the commercial with French benefits.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Instead of fringe benefits.
Yeah.
We don't get French benefits here. Here's another one that says, for the longest time that I thought that you can, I didn't know that you can flush used toilet paper.
Oh, my God.
Growing up, my parents taught us to throw the paper in the trash so it wouldn't back up the toilet.
That's just insane.
And it wasn't until I got to college that I realized my parents did that because they had crappy plumbing where they grew up in Central America, and that people in the U.S. don't do this
What a
too.
hellhole that home must have been.
Wow.
There
What
is
about,
something-
what about if they had diarrhea?
There is something that I didn't know that we recently talked about, and maybe it was Nick or Casey who told me, but that tissues aren't supposed to be flushed down the toilet. Like they're supposed to
Like
go
Kleenex.
Yeah, Kleenex. They're supposed to go in the trash. And I also learned, this is just for people who have bad eyesight, back to that, but that you shouldn't throw your contacts in the toilet and flush them either, because they're so thin and small, they can actually get through some of the
You
filters.
truly can do a lot. We flush our plates after we're done with dinner.
That's smart. I mean,
No,
it's
but after
not
I read
cost-effective.
that at the doctor's office, I started, just putting them in the trash can. There's
Really?
a big sign that says, don't flush them down your toilet.
I was at the Presbyterian Hospital last week, just getting some tests done and stuff like that. Passed flying colors. But the toilets there, they actually have this like metal insert that's like at the base of the toilet. So
It's a
that
lightning rod.
No, if you end up flushing anything but toilet paper, it will get stuck in that because they don't want you flushing pads.
Oh,
or-
yes.
or-
I didn't
or
know that
wipes
was
or
what that
anything.
device was for.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I thought it was a lightning rod too,
yeah.
Steve.
That's
where,
the last place you want to get electrocuted.
I'm going to go to Mike M next. Hey, Mike, good morning.
Good morning, folks. How the heck are you?
Good, buddy. What's up, man?
Well, first off, I wanted to thank you because I just found out that pineapples don't grow on.
There you go. You've been enlightened.
Right.
What's up?
Part is that my daughter was married to a Marine, and they were stationed in Hawaii for 4 years, and I visited them twice, and I saw them growing these, pineapples, and I was like, okay, they're growing a tree.
Yeah, those are ground pineapples. Not like the tree ones.
Right.
Pineapple tree. And the other one that I just found out this past week, just like you guys, when you tie your shoes in a knot, and in order to get it out, you just pull on those end strings.
Yes.
Well, people would tie a double knot and figure that's going to hold it even better. You can still just pull those ends, and the double knot comes out.
No.
All right, well, hang on.
All right, I've always broken down the first knot initially by grabbing
Yeah.
a part of it, and then I untie it.
And then you can untie it.
Yeah. Hold on. Casey's going to
Oh
try.
my God, it's true!
Seriously?
Yes!
What?
Wow!
62 years. I put the wrong damn.
Do it again. Do it again.
I got to try that
Casey, come over here. I want to see
I don't
it.
have any laces.
What? He doesn't have laces.
I forgot. I quit tying my shoes a while back. I don't have laces.
All right, single knot.
Tie your socks.
I go like this. Now I'm going to do a double. I did nice and tight, too, right?
Double knot with a
Double
triple.
knot.
Triple does it too.
Well,
Hang
I did
on.
it too tight.
Hang on.
I did it too tight.
All right, take your shirt off.
There you go.
All right,
He's
but
right.
it still works.
What'd he do?
No,
He pulled on the one string the way you would. I would pull on the
Same time.
the loops.
He says you pull them at the same time.
Pull them at the same time, Case.
okay.
Oh, wait. No, hold on. Mike, what?
Not the loops. If you pull on those.
Yeah, that's what I did. I pulled on the
No, he's
anklets.
doing good.
Now I'm going to pull at the same time? Yeah. Nah, that doesn't work.
Okay.
He broke his ankle.
All right. Thanks, Mike. You broke Casey's ankle. Thanks for the call, man.
Tell me he doesn't need to take his shirt off to do it.
Yeah.
Wow, I never knew that.
He did. Casey took his shirt
Just
off.
to make sure.
Yeah.
Turns out, shirt comes off.
All right. Yeah, well done.
When you say don't
So
do
did
that.
it work or not? You were on the
Yeah,
other.
it
does?
did, yeah. The problem I did is I tied them too tight to begin with, so I had to give it a little.
Well, wait a second. The whole purpose is to get them tight. There might be
I guess
a problem with this methodology because you are double tying them, so you want them tighter.
Yeah,
but
but-
you don't keep them loose.
But I guess it just makes it harder.
No, but even when he tugged it just a little bit to loosen it, it then came undone. All he had to do
But
was
my-
pull one side.
But I've always had, if I
Totally.
had an issue tying it regularly and it coming untied, you double knot it.
Yep.
Well, wait a
solved.
second. If they make dissolving stitches, why can't they make dissolving shoelaces?
Ooh.
By the
I
time
like
you're ready
those.
to take them off, they just fall off.
Yeah. All right. Let me go to some other things people just learned way too late in life. I'm going to go to Chris. Hi, Chris. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, Chris?
How you doing?
Doing well.
Quick story. So, a few friends and I have dinner together nightly. We're all single. We live close to each other. One night it was my turn. I just did some potatoes and grabbed a couple of rotisserie chickens because everybody likes rotisserie chicken. One of my male friends I knew liked dark meat, so I said, "Hey, so and so, you can open the other one. I know you like dark meat." Blah blah blah. So there's two chickens sitting on the stove, and then there's potatoes and stuff. And he stands there looking at the chickens and goes, "Well, which one's the dark meat?" And I looked at him and I said, "You're joking, right?" He's like, "Well, no. How am I supposed to know which one the dark meat is?"
Oh,
So
no.
he thought that there was one whole dark meat chicken and then like a whole white meat chicken.
That they breed them certain ways.
Right.
Yes.
No, they don't grow chickens like that.
No.
No, we all had a very, very good laugh. But unfortunately, I hate to say this friend was 49 years old.
Oh.
So
Well, it
when
happens.
they figured this out.
It happens. All right. Thanks, Chris.
Just pull it off the chicken tree.
I appreciate it. Kathy, this one says, and you'll have to tell us whether or not this is indeed the case. It says that if you wear a white bra, you can see it through a white shirt.
Oh, yeah.
But if you wear a nude-colored bra, you can't.
Yeah, no, you never wear a white bra underneath a white shirt.
And this person says I was 40 when a coworker shared this with me.
So it's an optical illusion. You wear a tan colored bra under a white shirt. You can't see it.
Right. You want to wear the color of your skin. That's why you
Okay.
can't see it, because you're matching your skin. To match the shirt.
Oh,
it's
that
gonna-
makes total sense. Yeah.
Okay.
You'll see right through it. So if you match your skin.
Interesting.
All right, so I have yellow
nipples.
Oh my God. And you guys always thought they were pink or brown.
No, I have yellow Adidas pants. I have two different ones, and if I wear any darker underpants, you see them underneath. But
Yeah,
if I had like skin colored, it would just blend right in.
It's the same thing with pants. Like girls that wear, white jeans, and some of them go commando. But if you wear underwear, it's always
Interesting.
a nude underwear.
I should start wearing bras instead of pants.
You know what's interesting is my dog, who is he's black and white, is where his he has like his skin is colored differently.
Right.
Where some of his darker fur is.
What about the old butthole there? What's the
the old butthole there?
Similar color to like no
similar
skin?
color, and it smells great.
All right, I have a text and an item on this list that are kind of joined in a certain way.
All right.
So this person had said, I didn't know that narwhals were real. I thought they were cute mythological creatures until I saw a brooch that a friend had and asked if it was part of the company's mythological line. And she asked me if I thought narwhals were myths like unicorns.
Yeah.
I laughed because, of course, they are. Nope, I was 35 years old. Then another text that Nick just pulled up here, it says, hi, I was in college before I knew that unicorns weren't even real.
They weren't ever real.
Oh, that they weren't ever real.
Oh, like
they've gone
Ever-
extinct.
that they
Yeah.
weren't ever real.
Yeah.
Like I knew they were just walking around amongst us, that they were
That they weren't walking
right. But maybe they existed in like Norway a few hundred years ago.
Wow.
I had no idea what a narwhal was, and Jace literally was laughing at me. He's like, "You don't know what that is?" And I was like, "No, what are you saying? I don't even know what this was." I'm not. This
But you're a
was-
fan of the movie
Making up
Elf.
a
Wait,
word.
this was this year, and
Yeah.
he was like, "What?" I was like, "What are you saying?" Because he was telling me something about it. I'm like, "What is that?" He's like, "You don't know what it is?" I'm like, "No, I don't even know what you're saying." And so my 10-year-old had to explain to me what it was.
You an idiot.
Let me go to Christian. Hi, Christian. Good morning.
Hey, I just wanted to let Casey know that I do have a sister.
You do? Okay, that's great. Thank you so
Christian.
much. All right, yeah.
Sister. Do you have a sister, Christian?
I was getting ready for it, too.
Yeah, so real quick, guys. I was about 3 weeks ago. I was in Hawaii about 3 weeks ago, and we're looking up at the stars, and somebody goes, "Oh, look, you can see, Cancer the crab over there." I was like, "No, you can't. It's not July yet." I didn't realize that you couldn't see a constellation outside of the month it was designated for.
That's it. Yes, that's the way it works.
Oh,
and then it leaves on the 31st.
Oh, that's
Yep, yeah, that's what I
excellent.
thought it was.
Christian.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for being so bold to share that with us. We
You're
appreciate it. Another one says, I never knew that steak is expensive. My parents kept us shielded from the cost of everything growing up, especially when we went out for dinner. So I would go out to eat with my friends' families and order steak and
my God.
lobster because I liked it. I had no idea I was consistently ordering the most expensive stuff on the menu and was extremely embarrassed when I learned this as a teen. Oh, my God.
God, it's almost like you have to go back and apologize to everyone.
Here's one, and I'm sure people find out things that they thought they were pronouncing correctly have been wrong. So this is a common one, I'll bet, that the saying is for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
Not for all intensive purposes.
I've heard that a lot, yeah.
Yeah. The word is intent.
Intense.
For all intents and purposes. That's like when and people do it regularly. The all of the sudden.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, should have, not should have. It's not should of, OF. It's I should have.
Right,
gone
right.
somewhere.
Right,
People say
right.
should have. They write it all the time. It's an easy and common mistake, but
But it's a
because-
contraction,
it's a
too, right?
contraction,
Well,
though,
yeah,
right?
but when they write it out, they write should.
okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
Instead of writing it should have.
Because when I see all of a sudden written out, I can see people that will actually still say it all of the sudden.
sudden.
I will take out the of altogether. I'll just say all of a sudden. I know it's not right, but it's just what I say.
All of a sudden, yeah.
Do you guys know why koalas are not considered bears?
No.
Because they don't have the right qualifications.
I liked the laughing before the joke was finished.
You know it's coming.
Yeah, I
when he
smelled it.
laughs before the punchline.
Well, he really he almost gets that Bill delivery. He starts projecting. You know why?
Well, I have to because then
he gets so excited.
I get excited, then Preston doesn't know that I'm trying to make a joke. He'd be like, "What is that? What is that supposed to mean?" I'm like, "Oh."
I'm trying to tell you about koala.
That is for my son. I told him I would say that on the air.
I'm sorry. What does that mean?
I don't get it.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
There are some times where I legitimately don't know, and other times when I'm just being a dick.
You finally admitted it.
I finally admitted it. Here you go. Another one says that I realized late in life that our next door neighbors were lesbians and not just good friends.
That lived together.
They were lovely people, but I didn't put two and two together until I was in college. Oh.
This is my roommate.
Right.
That's what you used to have to say.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Constantly. You go back years. If you look at old Hollywood, Rock Hudson had a roommate for many years. Cary Grant did as well.
Another one didn't realize until way late in life that Washington State and Washington, D.C. are two different places. Here's another one that says that I didn't know that rotating tires doesn't mean spinning them around in place like you're in Fast and the Furious movie. It means you actually swap each of their positions on the car. Let me see here. A couple more, then we got to take a break. Let's go to Sonny. Hi, Sonny. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Good. What's up, bud?
Qualifications right on, man. I'm fantastic. So, I'm in my late 40s. So up until my 30s, I finally figured it out. When you would go through a toll booth and there would be two different lanes, and one would say cars only.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out. I'm like, why are they trying to sell this? Like a sales pitch, like cars only. And I'm like, every time I'm like, what is the difference? What do you mean cars only? Like I have a choice. So finally figured out one day that you couldn't put a truck through there.
So you
know, I'm happy that I just came out and told everybody.
There you go. You feel liberated.
I do.
Excellent.
It's been a long time. Thank you. I feel brave.
You feel good now.
Excellent.
Now you
You're
need
a
to
hero.
tell your parents.
Thanks, Sonny. Appreciate it. All right, one last call, and it is Erica who's been on hold the longest. Hi, Erica. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, what's
First-time
up?
Caller.
Oh, well, welcome,
awesome.
welcome. So is this about you or someone else?
This is about a good friend who did not know until her 30s that the sanitation bar in a porta potty is not a bar of soap.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, man.
Wait, what is a sanitation bar? Not the thing that's...
Like the
like
urinal
the
cake.
brick, yeah, the urinal cake.
The thing you put in the.
That she thought they were just putting bars of regular hand soap in the. No.
No,
Did she
it's
think
the
that was a
urinal
sink?
cake.
Oh
All
my
right, now question. Was this a guy or girl?
A girl.
And did she think that was something you wash your hands with?
Yes. Like, you know, then the urine, there's the part you sit on, and then there's the urinal part that's like halfway up the wall that has the cake in it. And she thought that was a bar of soap, rubbed her hands all over.
Oh, my God.
That's
I wasn't
soap.
sure if she thought maybe it was a bar of soap that they leave in there to keep it clean.
Yeah. Right.
Not that you actually wash your
Or
hands
did she
with
even know that that's a urinal? Did she think that was a sink of sorts?
She must have, because she just came out and was like, wow, this kind of smells funny.
Did she ever
And that
shampoo in it?
Oh, my God. Yeah, she might have thought that was some kind of a sink.
Just getting my hair done.
Oh, thank you, Erica. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
All right.
Why
Well,
is your hair up in a towel? I just washed it in the sink.
it's never too late to learn something, folks. Never too late at all. All right. So anyhow, thanks for your calls. We appreciate it. A couple things I want to mention real quick. Concert Cash. We got that coming up again at 10. We made an announcement this morning. Kathy's Cuts is back.
Yay!
And Kathy's Cuts is going to be returning on May 2nd. It's a Monday, and there are two different locations for you to choose this time around. Gravity Hair Salon in Plymouth Meeting and David Arnold Hair Salon in Jenkintown. You must have at least 12 inches of hair. They prefer longer, 14 inches preferably or more. Some gray permitted. Hair cannot be chemically processed, and it's not just a donation because you get a cut and a style as well, and also a gift bag from True Beauty Concepts. But You can sign up now, and these things go quick, man. They go real fast.
Yeah, Eric said that there's already people like slots that are taken and filling up. So yeah, if you want, you got to sign up quick.
Yep. Go to PrestonandSteve.com and get signed up. Appointments are from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., so get on it now, my friend. And also, Pierre Robert broadcasting live today.
Yes.
He's out at the Xfinity store in Northeast Shopping Center on Roosevelt Boulevard in Northeast Philadelphia. Stop by and see him. He's going to have prizes, tickets to give away, all kinds of stuff. But we will be checking in with him at the end of the program. So Pierre broadcast live. It is for our friends at the Xfinity store. Comcast earned the broadcast with their incredible donation to the Camp Out for Hunger. So we're happy that he's going to be there today. We'll be back in just a moment. Bizarre File coming up. Which is an absolute, it's one of my favorite films, and you have one of the best lines in the movie, I think personally.
Look at the cans on that pinball.
Well, you're telling him, man, I really would love to have a relationship.
I would love to have this relationship that you have, and someday I'll have kids and be happy. And hey, look at the cans on that pinball. You know, that movie, Tom and I lived very close to each other. So so we lived in Studio City, and the sound stage that we were shooting this at was in Culver City. So it was a pretty good distance to go on the 405 freeway.
And you've been on Bosom Buddies, right?
Yes, yes. I played Johnny Midnight, his boyhood friend from camp.
So you knew him?
Yeah. And we'd carpool to work because we could go in the carpool lane and everything. And as every day after we get in the car and we go, our careers are over. Our careers are really over. What are we doing? This is going to be terrible.
No.
All we did was show up for 13 hours a day and goof off. Almost nothing of what the script originally was in there. We just ad-libbed. We just goofed off. And honestly, some of the funniest scenes in the movie never made it into the movie because we had gotten an X rating.
There's a horse scene where there's a horse
a donkey show.
Let me tell you about this. The donkey actually died.
What?
They brought him back to life.
No.
They literally shot him with some shot of something for him to go, and then he keeled over. And his heart stopped.
Oh, my God.
And we've got all these people, there's like 100 extras. Many of, the girls are half naked and everything. We're all standing there going, oh, my God, they killed the donkey.
Dear Lord.
You resurrected a donkey, Adrian Cement?
And they did the whole adrenaline thing, you know what I mean? They put the
oh, my God.
in his heart, and he came back.
The donkey snorts 3 lines of coke.
You definitely could.
It's a real good kids movie. I'm really proud.
You're thinking your career's over, but no.
And then, honestly, when we saw the first cut, it was like, Tom and I looked at each other. This is funny. What the hell happened?
Is there any chance you could go back and re-release a director's cut by any chance, or is it too late?
Back then, they didn't save that kind of footage.
Now they do all the time.
And they do it all the time because of everything they do. But honestly, there was one scene that was absolutely hysterical. So we're the bachelor, the party's not going very well. The hookers haven't showed up. We're sitting in the hotel room looking at a Shirley Temple movie. Right. And it's just not going well.
The hookers go to the wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
So then I say, Rick, let's go downstairs and get something to eat. I'm hungry. So we get into the. I'm not gonna do this. Say this on radio. This was cut. I said, sit in this booth. This is the best booth in the place. So he sits in there, and all of a sudden you hear a zipper sound. His eyes light up. Right. There's a girl underneath who is
taking care of him,
going to give him a happy ending of some sort. So I, saying my gift to you.
Yeah.
And we see the minister who's going to marry him walk into the restaurant and go, oh, Father, over here, come on, over here. Yeah. So he comes to the edge and he starts having a conversation with us, and Tom's going, oh, Jesus. Oh, Mother of God. Oh, Mother Mary and Joseph. Oh, he's writhing and everything. And I say, he always says grace before he eats. So.
That's great.
He can't take it anymore. He gets up and runs out. And I said, Father, sit here. It's the best seat in the house. Close up on his face, you hear the zipper sound, and his eyes go like
That's great.
Didn't make it in the movie. We had offended everybody else. They didn't want to offend the Catholics.
It's so
Now,
freaking funny.
You and Tom were friends. Could you tell then what a talent he was and what he was going to go on to
And
be?
honestly, one of the nicest guys in the business.
That's-
Everything that's ever happened to him, he deserves every bit of it. He's a great guy.
That's great.
Very talented.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you.
You know, a lot of people don't know this, but Tom was not originally cast in that role, and neither was Tawny Katane.
Tawny Katane was the it girl of the time, and she was the White Snake videos. It predates, I think, the White Snake video.
Who was?
Well, we shot 1 month with the other cast.
Who was it?
Oh, no way.
It was Paul Reiser.
Really?
And Kelly McGinnis.
Oh, my goodness.
Did they get fired?
Well, the producers just felt there wasn't a chemistry going on and everything. And Tom, they had just seen a screening of Splash.
Okay. Oh.
And they said, we really need to get that guy
that's like
for this.
I couldn't even imagine. And Paul Reiser's talented, man.
Oh,
but
he's great.
He just doesn't have the
He was
kinetic.
very funny.
Was he?
He was very funny.
Yeah.
There just wasn't a chemistry that was going on.
That's happened before. Back to the Future. Eric Stoltz was. They filmed for quite a while with him in the lead role, and
the
there's
scene where he falls and hits his head, that's Eric Stoltz's head. When he falls out of the tree, bonks his head on the.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's Eric Stoltz.
Wow. Okay.
Did not know that.
It's if you've never seen Bachelor Party, and it's worth going back for a visit. A number of people also texting in asking if we're going to bowl tonight, Adrian.
You know, it's funny. I've had the great
Grease too.
fortune and lucky to have 2 cult classic movies that are really. They're targeting completely different people.
Yeah.
And it's just really kind of cool after all these years. You know, in theater, which is really my first love, and that's why I still do theater. If I'm going to be doing television and film, I'd rather be behind the camera these days. But if I'm going to act, I'd rather be on a stage because
could see that.
is the actor's medium. It's electric. It's like a drug.
Yeah.
And Grease too. It was an opportunity to put it was my Danny Zuko that I put on film.
Right, because you weren't. They had to create created another character, which is basically Danny Zuko.
Yeah,
and it was a weird thing because you had Grease comes out. You have Travolta's on a meteoric rise. You have Olivia Newton-John. You have all these big stars in it, and then they go with Grease 2 and they cast. Not unknowns, but
they actually did something really kind of. They took a big chance.
Yes.
In what they did. They did not. It was very unique what they did. They also created they created a musical that was never a proven hit on Broadway.
Right.
So none of these songs had ever been heard. It didn't have a track record or anything. And a lot of people, you know, Grease 1 obviously was a massive, huge success. But Grease 2 didn't actually do badly. It in its theatrical release, it made about $80 to $100 million.
I watched
at that time, and people think that it wasn't as big a hit, but today it outrents and outsells Grease 1.
Really?
It's more kid friendly, and it's actually more of the essence of what Grease, the original Broadway show, was about. It was about all the T-Birds. It was about all the Pink Ladies, whereas the movie of Grease became a vehicle for John and Olivia. In the play, Kaneki sings "Grease Lightning," not Danny.
That's true.
It's his car.
Yeah.
Everybody has had a song in the Broadway show to tell you their story, and that's what. So it's more of an ensemble piece. And Grease 2 was directed by Pat Birch, who was the choreographer of the Broadway show. So she wanted me to do that role badly because they wanted to put a rock star in that role because there weren't any known faces. Michelle had just done, I think, Hollywood Nights.
This is Michelle Pfeiffer
with Tony Danza.
Right.
At that point, it wasn't a big hit or anything like that.
I remember it,
And Maxwell Caulfield was not. He was an English actor, but hadn't done much. And they really wanted a rock star in that role, but Pat wanted me to do it. So she strategically brought me in. After they would see like one of Casey and the Sunshine Boys or one of the Gibb brothers or whatever, and then I went in and said, "All right, it's still his. All right, it's still." Until after 12 callbacks, they finally said, "All right, it's his role."
Well, honestly, I watch it every time it's on. It has a good energy to it. You're again sort of a self-deprecating, funny guy. The whole bowling sequence is pretty. You know, it's you can't help but get swept up in it, and it has its own energy. And to this point, you had a lot of talented people involved with it.
Yeah, a lot of people came out of that thing. Even the Seagal twins went on. The girls who were the cheerleaders went on to have their own series.
You have a lot of fans in Philadelphia, and to prove that, I'm gonna show something to you. I don't know if anybody has made you aware of this or not, but I think Steve made an offhand comment one day about somebody getting an Adrian Zmed tattoo. So we do this feature every Tuesday called Tattoozy. People come in and actually get a tattoo from our show. It's called the Preston Steve. They'll get a tattoo with us in it, and we've been doing it for years and years and years. We had a guy who called in and volunteered to get an Adrian Zmed tattoo.
God, I'm looking at it right now.
This is a guy. That's your face on his right pec. It's huge. This was within the last year.
Within the last year, yeah.
Yeah, that we
and the
had
guy
this done.
eagerly came in.
Please tell me that's not permanent.
That's permanent. That's a real tattoo on this man's
So when
chest.
he's 90 years old and I look 90 on his chest.
Yes.
What was I thinking?
So we took a picture of you from Grease 2, and that is now permanently on this guy's chest, Adrian.
This reminds me of something that Sally Struthers said about tattoos back when we were doing Grease. She said, "Oh yeah, back in the '60s, I was a flower child. I got a tattoo of a butterfly on my butt. Now it's going into its cocoon."
We're so delighted that you had a chance to come by here. We are big fans.
Nice to come in.
We knew you'd be great.
Yeah,
be
we
with
knew
you
you'd
guys.
be cool. That's great, man. Excellent.
It's my pleasure.
And you know what? We should do a promotion where we go bowling with Adrian sometime.
Yeah.
How cool would that be? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, some love for Adrian Zmed. Thank you so much. There was an email that was sent out that we were going to have our studios checked because there may have been bed bugs brought into the area. And we've had everything checked out. They actually just brought a dog in to sniff. Yeah, I think it was Jack Russell is what it looked like.
Josie was her name.
Josie is the dog. And there's no bed bugs.
Well, no, that's not true. There were on a chair.
Was there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Or yeah, it was sort of
One
like
chair.
a warm zone or something.
A warm
like that
zone.
They call those.
That's
So-
what I call my
There's
chairs at
hot
home.
zone.
Yeah, my warm zone.
I think what everybody was worried about was an infestation, which I guess is not the case if it was just on the chair. I don't know.
Just on the chair. The rest of the place is apparently clean. Josie scoured our studio and nothing.
And I'm never coming back again.
You would have thought there was a radiation leak here.
Yeah. So I never told my wife that there was a bed bug.
She wouldn't have let you go to work.
No.
That was the first thing I told my wife, and I started laughing.
Yeah.
Because, listen, I'm surprised that's all we have. They're ripping the entire building apart, walls that haven't been opened up in years.
Yeah.
I imagine at night there must be a big vermin hoedown when we leave. Because you walk around, there's these caverns. Like a wall will disappear.
Yeah.
There's a big opening now.
Yeah.
You walk down one hall, it's 11 degrees, and then the next hall, it's 1,400 degrees. It's a whole new environment. It's like you're on some spaceship that's just, morphing all the time, and that's what this is here.
Well, I'm just glad that they alerted us to it.
Yeah.
Because during some of the construction, apparently they were removing asbestos, and nobody ever told us.
Well, that's when that wall went up down at the end of the hallway.
Yeah.
Because, and I almost walked into that wall. That's how quickly it went up. I started to turn down to go down to what I thought was Chuck's office down the hall that used to exist.
Like Looney Tunes.
And there was a wall.
So my wife will, when we go check into a hotel, it's always the same situation. We open the door, we shut the door, we leave our bags right at the door while she goes and strips all the beds and looks through all the furniture for bed bugs. She's like definitely
She's fanatical. So before you guys even enter the room,
we have to leave our bags at the door. There's an inspection.
I really wanted to come in a hazmat suit or some sort of bubble, but I couldn't find anything.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
We're going through our text chain, and I'm like, hey, by the way, this is going on. I'm not gonna
The
tell my
list of things that people learned embarrassingly late in life. There was one that I read that a guy didn't realize that steak and lobster were expensive. His parents had just fed it to him. And then when he would go out with friends, family, he would order that type of thing. just because he liked the way they tasted.
Yeah, not realizing.
And Casey, under his breath, apparently said this, and he didn't tell us until we got off air. He meant to say, "Oh my God!"
Right.
And he actually sent, "Oh my gobster,"
because I was reading the word lobster on your copy that you were reading from.
I didn't hear it on air. Are we trying to isolate it?
I don't. Yeah, Marissa's going to look for it. I don't know if the microphone
if you
caught
said it
or
under
not.
your breath, oh my gobster.
Oh my gobster. My side hurts.
Oh,
that's
Lordy,
the
Lordy.
best. Oh, all right.
All right.
Oh my dear gobster.
I think-
Please protect me in this time.
Dear gobster. Everyone bow your head. All right, it is now 10 o'clock. We can do this.
MMR's Concert Cash. Now, here's your Concert Cash keyword.
All right, the word you need to enter is much. M-U-C-H. All right, and you have until 15 minutes after the hour to do that. There are 3 ways for you to do it. You can text it to the special contest short code number, which is 45911. Or to be entered for the $10,000 grand prize, enter it via the MMR app or at WMMR.com. And one random entry wins $500 in this company-wide contest. And all MMR winners receive 2 free tickets to the MM Barbecue.
Oh!
All right, winners get a call from Beasley, so make sure you answer your phone. Contest rules available at WMMR.com. And it is sponsored by AAA Distributor. So again, the word you need to know and enter is much. M-U-C-H. Come and get it. Good luck to you.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, brought to you this morning by Mulch Works of Aston. They offer the highest quality mulch and topsoil that's manufactured on site, delivery, or pickup for residential and commercial markets. Visit mulchthis.com. Okay, so dozens of hungry sea lions have taken over a fish farm off of the west coast of Vancouver Island, feasting on untold numbers of farmed Atlantic salmon as staff struggle to move the intruders out. It is the greatest thing in the world to happen to
the
these sea lions.
Oh, my God.
The sea lions started targeting Kermax Rant Point Farm.
You're not going to believe it.
When the company started harvesting its fish. The problem intensified over last weekend, and by Saturday, at least 24 animals were helping themselves to fish from multiple pens. And in fact, they described the problem as a breach event, but conservationists were more blunt. According to Bonnie Glambeck, who works with the Clay Quit Action Society, she said they are having an all-you-can-eat buffet right now. Video taken from the farm on Saturday shows clusters of barking sea lions inside the farm, which can house up to 500,000 farmed salmon at a time.
Why would they ever leave?
The animals gulp down fish after fish, awkwardly clambering across barriers to move from one pen to another.
Do you have a good white wine?
Glambeck said that she and the others in the society were concerned the sea lions got into the farm through a hole in the barrier, which would mean that farmed fish could have escaped into the sound. But there was they also worry about sea lions being stuck in the pens. And I didn't think about this. Sea lions had previously died after getting into fish farms in British Columbia. 51 California sea lions drowned after becoming caught between nets at the Creative Salmon Fish Farm in Tofino Inlet in 2007.
They've got some things to work on then.
Yeah. So
and now that they're extra plump, they'll be.
Oh my God. But they're gorging themselves. They can eat as much as they want. A company in Cyprus is offering its workers the opportunity to take spank breaks during the hours.
Oh, my God.
Even installing custom-built whack pods to provide the employees the privacy they need.
I want you to know we've installed the whack pods.
Could you imagine?
Can't give you the sink, but we were able to give you the whack pods.
Well, Santa's got to shoot. The company in question is Strip Chat, an adult website and network which employs around 200 individuals.
When you guys are done in the whack pod, meet me upstairs in the conference room.
The Cyprus office will now feature 4 pods, which will reportedly include what have been called pleasure accessories.
I get off.
Is he using the whack pods too?
Oh, yeah.
I get off.
The accessories include...
Yo, ever heard of Jerkmate?
I get off.
Oh, my God.
The accessories include an Oculus VR headset.
Oh, that's nice.
Right?
Yeah.
And 4K LED screen to watch whatever will be made available. The pods will be large black spheres with workers getting a 30-minute break per day to spend in the pods. 30 minutes?
30 minutes? You're going to die.
The company is...
That's too much whacking.
Reportedly taking such measures as an attempt to provide current and attract new employees with a safe, comfortable space to rub one out.
So when you leave the whack pod, is there a self-cleaning mechanism?
Don't know. The company
I don't like that.
Will be leasing its pods for $50,000 for 6 months, which includes a VIP subscription.
Attention staff, please clean out the whack pods when you're done with them.
The conference room and the whack pod.
I
would like to make a note that I think that's inappropriate that you made like Bill Weston was going to do something like that.
Thank you. Thank you. The voice of reason,
Yeah.
Kathy. We appreciate that. We're going to get in trouble. Let's see here. All right, this is legit. This is a serious story. I mean, these stories are legit, but this is a little bit more serious. For decades, the identity of an elusive figure dubbed as the Days Inn or I-65 killer evaded police as investigators tried to solve the slayings of 3 women in Indiana and Kentucky in the late 1980s. And on Tuesday, law enforcement officials said they solved the case.
Oh, excellent.
Investigators have determined that a guy by the name of Harry Edward Greenwell, who is now deceased, was responsible for the murders and rapes of Vicky Heath, Margaret Peggy Gill, and Jeanne Gilbert.
Was he incarcerated at the time? Or
No, not that I know of. Yeah,
Okay.
investigators have also linked him through further DNA analysis to assist a sexual assault of a woman in 1990 in Columbus. They also think that he could have been responsible for some other murders.
So he got to live out his life, sadly.
He died in 2013 at 68 years old. The young women worked as clerks in motels along I-65 corridor. Police on Tuesday said that there is a distinct possibility he could be linked to others. Investigators were continuing to investigate whether he's connected to more violent crimes. The man's identification bookends an investigation that spanned 35 years. So they never stopped looking for this guy. The search for the killer began in 1987 when he found an assaulted and shot to when Heath was found and assaulted and shot to death behind a Super 8 motel in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. So in 2010, they said they found DNA at Heath's killing that linked to the deaths of Gill and Gilbert, and that's how they put it all together, that it was the same person. So I don't know the story on where he was, Steve, or when they, how his life played out, but I don't think he was incarcerated.
I hope it was a lousy life, at
I hope
least.
so, too.
Yeah.
All right, then we'll do one more story. Another drawbridge incident has happened in South Florida. This time a pontoon boat took cover due to rain under the Cato Bridge in Jupiter, and it almost got crushed when it docked in an unauthorized area. Instead of going under the bridge, the main channel, the boat passed under the bridge closer to the edge of the intercoastal waterway where there were signs that clearly said unauthorized personnel prohibited, danger, moving machinery, and no trespassing violators will be prosecuted.
Well, they didn't mean it.
No, but as it was coming down, it could have crushed the boat. And the bridge tender said that she was unaware if they had any cameras in that particular area of the bridge. But this has been like the third or fourth story about a drawbridge in Florida and somebody either dying or coming close to dying.
A, you can't jump them, and B, don't get under them.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
there
my
you go.
gobster.
Oh, my gobster. Do we have it?
Yes. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but we have the full and then the isolated.
All right. This is the full. Here we go. I would go out to eat with my friends' families and order steak and lobster because I liked it. Oh, my gobster.
So I think my gobster aligned perfectly with lobster.
I would go out to eat with my friends' families and order steak and lobster because I liked it. Oh, my
can't hear it.
gobster. Just barely.
Oh, my
lobster.
gobster.
All right.
Oh, my gobster.
All right. Well, anyway, oh my gobster, we have money to give away.
Dear
and
Gob, please listen to
The word is much, M-U-C-H, for MMR's concert cash giveaway. So you still have about 5 minutes or so left to get that into us. M-U-C-H. Make sure that you enter it. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve
Preston and Steve.
on 93.3 WMMR.
Coming into work tomorrow. Who the F has bed bugs? Holy F, no, like 1,000 exclamation points. And then she says, do you know how hard it is to get rid of bed bugs? What's the company going to do about it? And when? And then Preston sends a gift. Of like a bedbug jug band.
Yeah, playing music. And then Kathy fires back, that's not funny.
It's not funny.
I think I said F you to anybody who's not taking this seriously.
And then I think Nick said, read Joe's email. And then Kathy says, F the email, F the bed bugs, and F whoever doesn't think this is a big deal. Where are we going to do our show tomorrow? Clearly, we can't go to the station, and we need an on-site location.
My house is
She was
clean.
ready.
My house is clean.
Yeah. She was ready to set up shop somewhere else. to do a live
100%.
broadcast.
If you guys would have said, yeah, we have to do the show somewhere else, I would offer it up my house.
Oh, really? Oh, my God.
So it was one bug down the hall, right?
Yes!
Okay, I'm just asking.
Could you see Casey coming home? Diane wants to check him, so she takes out the blue light. Doesn't find any bed bugs. Just semen
Bathed in
stains.
semen. Yeah.
All over my face.
We're good. The woman was saying that they have dogs that can do all sorts of that check for bugs that actually will.
Wait a minute. I thought you meant that bed bugs use dogs to travel
Well,
around.
yeah,
Back up.
Mush, mush.
for a ride.
I thought you meant as piggybacking.
You've never seen the bed bug Iditarod?
No.
It's good. Yeah.
It must be majestic.
It's compelling.
Yeah, good dog, good dog. It's good dog. Yeah, yeah. I love being out here in the open range. Yeah.
All right, let's do music news.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Hailstorm singer Lizzie Hale has confirmed in an interview that the band is compiling a special package to celebrate the 10th anniversary of its self-titled debut album. Released in 2009, the LP featured the single I Get Off. I get off.
Bill Weston, I get off.
So anyhow, Hailstorm...
I'm gonna shoot.
Oh, dude.
I get off.
All right. Now I'm thinking about Bill at the moment of ecstasy.
No!
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Bill's pillow talk.
Oh.
I get off. I'm gonna shoot.
Yeah. It's about to happen. You feel a little tingling.
Heading down the tunnel.
Another
Tunnel of love.
Barn door! Barn door!
Barn door's open.
Look at the door.
Quickly, massage my low-hanging fruit. I'm almost there.
There's no way we can do a meeting today.
There's
There's no way.
Steve just canceled the meeting.
I can't look at him ever again.
What do you think the recap's going to be like today?
Oh,
I think we
Lord.
got a C-.
Yeah.
Well, the Bella show is done. Maybe he's talking to him right now. Is Thursday, June 6th. Today is Tom Araya's birthday. He's in a band. Casey, could you say that name for me, please?
It's
if you don't mind. Thank you. Anytime that I actually need to say the word Slayer,
Let him do it.
I'm going to have Casey do. I can't yell like that.
The band.
We also have Tom Araya, singer and bassist from Slayer. Ladies and gentlemen, Slayer. And he is. That's the only way you can say the name of that band. He's 53 years old today. Yeah, I can't yell like that. He is 58 years old today, by the way. So, yeah, maybe it's time to hang it up.
It's possible.
You can only do that hardcore to a certain age, and then you're done. Slayer! Ladies and gentlemen, Slayer!
I actually never had that conversation with my father, but I just had that conversation with my son. I pulled him into a room. It was just he and I talking. I said, "Hey, listen."
You listen to me.
No. I said, "This. This is not to embarrass you.
Okay.
I'm just telling you. You're not a little kid anymore. You're turning into a young man, and so you're at a point in your life where you have to shower every single day, and you have to put deodorant on under your arms every single
right?
time."
I mean, that's a standard talk,
Yeah.
right?
Casey, the reason we had the talk with my son, who's 12, is because he stunk.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where it's like, dude, you need to shower more.
But it's
and
embarrassing when you
do
hear that.
When you do shower, you need to wear deodorant because there's an effect, and it's just what happens when you get a little bit older. But like, he needs to do it because he's going to get made fun of. He'll be the stinky. I don't want to have the stinky
You don't have
kid.
the stinky kid?
No.
One thing I didn't do, and throughout my entire school, and I've mentioned this on the air before, and that is junior high and high school, I never washed my gym clothes. Ever.
No?
Oh, I think a lot
The
of
whole
kids.
year.
The whole year. I know, right?
All right. Did you go to gym a lot?
Every day.
Every day you had
Were you active in gym or were you a cool kid
course.
standing off to the side?
No,
Okay.
no. Yeah,
You were the kid that smelled like Doritos.
You had to participate. Doritos.
Yeah, that's what the gym suit would smell like if you didn't wash
We
it.
said hoagies. We go. So we say to the kids, all right, you got to take a shower. You smell like hoagies.
We should put out a Twitter poll. What does body odor smell like? Because we've heard hoagie and Doritos. And now that I remember, I do remember associating smell with, I think, my own body odor. You ever sniff your own pit? Do a little
Yeah,
sniff
occasionally.
check?
Yeah.
Of course you have to check.
So I remember smelling when I was younger that I always thought that my own armpit smelled like onions and mustard.
Really?
Yes. To get mixed together.
Now, would you normally eat that?
Yes.
Okay, so
on
it's,
hot
it's
dogs.
pleasant for you.
Yeah, so I kind of liked it.
So
Yeah.
maybe that's why.
Mine.
Maybe you did actually, you're sweating out the onions.
I didn't even think about that.
Well, you can sweat out garlic.
Yeah,
Like if you eat a very garlic-based diet, and when you sweat, you can smell like garlic.
Yeah. Which is a fairly pleasant
Can you
smell,
sweat
right?
out apple crumbles?
Yeah. Apple crumbles.
Let's try.
I don't know.
What about chocolate chip cookies?
Blueberry.
I just want to see if I'm missing an opportunity here to sweat out chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
So hoagies, Doritos, and mustard and onions, and I'm sure there are other people that have a scent that they basically have labeled as body odor.
Well, you know, of course, we talked about this, that the old belief is that when white people, Caucasians, get wet, they smell like dogs.
Like wet dog.
Right.
Yep,
and
correct.
and dogs' paws smell like corn chips.
Yeah.
And that is actually true.
Yeah.
So these different things. I don't know. We tend to be enamored of our own smell, right? To some extent.
Enamored with our own?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why the smell of your own farts is actually really good. It's a pleasant thing.
Not always.
Well, listen, you can
Every
blow,
single time.
You can blow yourself out every now and then.
No, you
but
can't.
you're pretty proud of it.
Well, yes, exactly. That's the fine distinction.
That's
Is
a
even though
prize winner right there.
it may be horrible, you're like, oh my God, I'm a champion.
I've had to leave the room from my own.
You've offended yourself with your own gas?
I didn't say I wasn't proud of it. I was like, man, that was strong enough to make me leave.
Did you walk out cursing yourself?
Yeah.
What kind of animal am I?
Kind of impressed.
I honestly, Nick, I didn't think that was possible. Like, I swear to God, the worse that it smells for you, the best that it smells for me.
Okay.
Like, if it's a really bad one, I'm like, oh man, Preston's gonna be really
It's like
mad.
licking your elbow. It's almost impossible to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you have one that's coming and you can tell by the
it's gonna be
by
bad.
the heat and so on or the pressure and you know it's going to piss me off, do you actually go, oh yeah, that's a good one?
No,
Okay.
no.
You don't take a little sneak sniff for yourself?
All right.
Oh, I always take it.
All right, we need to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I will say,
The cup and the have you cupped recently?
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
I never cup. I never
never
cup.
do that?
No,
You
no.
don't have to.
I don't have to. I'm an old pro.
Amateurs.
It's also a good way to run a self-diagnostic.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a lot of relevant medical material to be gleaned from assessing your own odors.
Like,
I'm trying to make a case for cupping your fart.
I know you are.
Like, I love giving myself a Dutch oven. Like,
really?
Oh, if it's a really bad one,
you'll pull the covers up.
Not only, I will just sneak under the covers. I'll be like, I'm going to just lay here for a little bit.
Do you know what's equally fun,
You're a
Casey?
disgusting human.
Casey, crap in a pillowcase and pull it over your head.
Kathy, what do you think about the smell of your own gas?
I think you guys are disgusting humans
Yeah.
right now.
I think
You pull,
I think
like-
you're a liar.
I think so too.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm not pulling the covers over my head and enjoying my own stench like Casey.
Yes, you are.
No.
No, she'll enjoy your stench.
1000%.
No, I don't think we've talked about this before. You are very. I mean, obviously, the notion of passing gas liberally at home is not something that you do, correct?
You don't think I pass gas at home? Is that
No,
what you're
I don't think you do. I don't think you stand in the middle of the room and go, ba-boom.
Yeah, he did it. Give me a-
Hey, get over here!
I think you go into the conservatory.
Pull my finger.
Felicity alum. Felicity.
Tonight on a powerful Felicity. Felicity shows up late for a chemistry class.
I'm sorry. I thought it was an 8.
That's to go to detention.
Go to detention. Felicity.
Carrie Russell.
Carrie Russell. She, formerly of the long locks, who killed her career by cutting her hair, but has now grown her hair back and is doing great things with the American.
So Carrie Russell was Felicity.
Sound like
history in Russell.
It's Carrie Russell's history.
Presented by Rita that she grew her hair back, and it was wonderful.
Oh,
she plays a commie bitch who pretends she's one of us. Those commies.
In what?
In The Americans.
Oh, The Americans.
You don't watch that?
No,
She's a spy.
I don't watch that.
It's like that John Travolta, Kelly Preston movie.
Oh, yeah. You know, The Experts.
The Experts.
But she may join J.J. Abrams and Star Wars Episode 9.
We forget that it was J.J. Abrams who created and wrote a number of the
Felicity episodes.
I did forget that, yeah.
Yeah.
No word yet on whether she'll tackle a hero or a villain in the epic franchise. The movie begins shooting in London this month, by the way.
Unless we forget also that Carrie Russell won Mr. Skin's Best Butt Shot, I believe, in the Anatomy Awards.
Get a nice pooper.
No kidding. Casey says
got
she's
a hell of a pooper. kind of butt you want to spend a weekend spelunking at, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, we are back from vacation.
We are.
So the.
Oh yeah, this is nice. Is good stuff.
Look, there's some soccer players in there from Thailand.
Some kids. I'm gonna help you out.
You guys all right?
Wait, I see light from the badge.
Oh, God.
We can do this.
Wow.
It's a new survival story unlike any other.
Look this way, kids. Here we go. Is it a stalagmite or a stalactite?
The tight or from the ceiling stalactite hang on top, and the mites are.
You know that?
Yeah, that's the old stalactite.
It's tight. It hangs
tight.
on, and stalagmite might make it to the ceiling if it keeps growing.
And all of this is taking place in Felicity.
in Felicity's butt.
Okay, yeah.
Text says, driving my kids to daycare, my 2-year-old is calling my 1-year-old a commie bitch. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Well, they're learning about a time in our history that was very important.
This is one of these meetings here with the town where people can get up and speak their mind. And this young man got up and he had a take on legalizing prostitution.
So I propose this. The city allows for licensed masseurs to give genital massages if the masseur and the client.
Before we do the lesson question, a reminder. We have a secret text for you. All right, chance for you to win tickets to see Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin evening Tuesday, April 19th. So text the word secret to 39333 because we'll get a winner shortly. Now, the question that we are going to go with this morning, see if you have been paying attention. Let's see. What color are Casey's nipples? Let's do that. 215-263 WMMR. We just found out a little while ago.
It's
We're
amazing.
surprised. Casey, what color are his nipples? If you were listening and you heard, then you need to call right now, 215-263 WMMR.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
All right, brought to you by Monster Jam. The big leagues of monster truck competition comes to Lincoln Financial Field April 16th. You can visit monsterjam.com for all of the details. What's going on this morning, Steve?
Well, Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker took advantage of being in Las Vegas for the Grammy Awards, and they eloped at the One Love Wedding Chapel. Kourtney told reporters that you just know when it's right, but she did it anyway.
Oh, my God.
Barring a setback, Tiger Woods says he will play in this week's Masters tournament in Augusta. Woods says he's almost 100% after a 2021 car wreck, noting that occasionally his arms fall off.
No.
And finally, Farrah Abraham announcing a new career path involving stand-up comedy. When asked what kind of comedian she will be, she responded, the kind that goes back to doing porn. And that's your Hollywood Trash.
All right, we're looking for somebody to answer the question. Let's see, what color are Casey's nipples? And we are going to go to Dino, see if we can get the answer. Hey, Dino, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
All right, buddy, what color? Casey's nipples?
Yellow.
Yellow. It's the damnedest thing. Right. Dino, hang on. noted the online Stand Up for Ukraine event takes place a day before a pledging summit organized by Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen.
Will they be giving out pledge pins?
I don't know if there will be pledge pins or not. The aim of the summit will be to garner money to help those displaced by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Funds will also be directed to helping those in other conflict zones around the world, such as Yemen, South Sudan, and Afghanistan. Other artists expected to perform are Billy Joel, Stevie Wonder, Green Day, Ozzy, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Radiohead, The Weeknd, Billie Eilish, Fall Out Boy, Weezer, Katie Lang, Ellen DeGeneres, Celine Dion, Hugh Jackman, Garth Brooks, the Jonas Brothers, Casey Musgraves, Pharrell, Chris Rock, John Batiste, Demi Lovato, and a bunch of other ones.
Well, that's staggering. That's
kind
like
of everybody.
Yeah.
You know? President Zelensky called on the international community on behalf of his citizens who have been displaced and injured by the war, saying on April 9th, the biggest online event social media rally will support people who were forced to flee Ukraine. I'm inviting everybody, musicians, actors, athletes, businessmen, politicians, everybody, and everyone who wants to join this movement and stand up for Ukraine.
So what? Do we know the actual execution? Will
I
it
don't
be
know what it is,
Like
to be honest.
they'll be posting something on Instagram, or will they actually be doing little performances? Or
It says other artists expected to perform.
Okay.
So I don't know if they'll be
Maybe
doing
TikTok dances?
their own performances at home. So we'll have to wait and see. But it's Friday.
Yeah.
It's this Friday. So we'll have to find out. But a lot of people are on board. Coachella is still scrambling to find a replacement for Kanye West's headlining Sunday night spot at the festival. TMZ reports that organizers were eager to get Silk Sonic, but were shut down because the Grammy-winning duo wouldn't have enough time to put a show together.
What?
So according to the outlet, The Weeknd and the Red Hot Chili Peppers are currently the top contenders.
I think the Chili Peppers would be good, right?
Kanye pulled out of the tour on Monday. Yeah, they did. He did. I'm sorry, Mel.
They did.
Whatever.
With Variety reporting that he had not rehearsed or prepared for the show.
What's that?
So he wasn't ready at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. Paul McCartney's younger brother, Mike McCartney,
Billy.
is heading up the Forthland Sessions initiative that will see budding songwriters creating new music in the McCartney family's old Liverpool home at 20 Forthland Road.
Do you know what? I never even consider siblings to Paul McCartney.
Right. Britain's.
I know he has an older brother named Chuck who played on the basketball team.
And you didn't see him after a certain time.
Yeah, that's a different guy. That's right.
Britain's National Trust, who owns and oversees the McCartney home, will work with Mike McCartney, Pete Pafides, and consult with the Liverpool Institute of Performing Arts in choosing the artist. The opportunity is open to any unsigned UK-based music artist aged over 18.
So what do you do if you're Paul McCartney's brother? It's got to be a daunting, oh, no, that's nice what you're doing.
Yeah.
The Forthland Sessions will be recorded and publicized, offering vital opportunities for new musical talent to reach the audience. So, according to the press release, the Forthland Sessions will see unsigned music artists given a chance to visit, write, and perform at 20 Forthland Road, sitting in the very same spots where around 30 of the world's most famous songs, including Love Me Do, I Saw Her Standing There, Hold Me Tight, I'll Follow the Sun, and When I'm 64, were written and rehearsed. It is also where Paul wrote his first ever song, I Lost My Little Girl. So that's pretty cool. That would be amazing. To be a
It is
songwriter.
amazing. So does it say specifically what his brother does as an occupation, or is he...
There's no real deep dive on Paul's brother.
He goes by a different name sometimes. Occasionally goes by Mike McGear. And so he's a musician and a photographer. He's been in a few different bands over the years. He's got he's got 6 kids. So he sounds like he's just living his life.
Yep. And then finally, this was sad news to report earlier this morning. Early 1960s pop sensation Bobby Rydell has passed away at the age of 79. He had pneumonia, according to TMZ. Rydell, who also appeared in 1963's Bye Bye Birdie, will forever be remembered for his string of 19 top 40 hits, including his 1962 top 2 signature smash Wild One, and such top 10 favorites as We Got Love, Swingin' School, Volare, The Cha-Cha, Forget Him, and of course, Wildwood Days.
Listen, that's his impact was lost on me early on, and then I finally learned about what he meant to that time of rock, of the pre-Beatles stuff. He was big.
In later years, he often toured with fellow Philly icons Fabian and Frankie Avalon as the Golden Boys of Bandstand. Rydell, who was born Robert Louis Ryderelli on April 26, 1942 in Philadelphia, survived by his son and daughter. He was saluted in the musical Grease with the high school, Rydell High, being named in his honor. So,
very cool.
Sad news to hear about Bobby Rydell. And that is it in music news. And that means we need to get a winner for Secret Text Word. Kathy, what number call do you want to take today?
Let's go with 17.
All right, let's go with 17. 215-263-WMMR. You need to call us now. Let's see if you win when we come back. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
New spring lineup. Every other part of their body touched and rubbed by a massage therapist. Hell, we let proctologists spend their day men and sticking things. So if someone wants to yank a guy's crank, I say let him.
Oh my God. That really is as inspiring as FDR's speech on December 8th, 1941.
I love the last part of that. Hang on.
So if someone wants to yank a guy's crank, I say let him.
I say
And so I say to you, if someone wants to yank a man's crank, I say let them do it.
Okay.
And so by
is
this time,
legit?
well,
maybe.
You know what? I don't care. But he was definitely in front of this group. He was prepared. He seemed, and then he goes on. It's not just enough to state that's your intent or what you'd like to see happen.
Yeah.
You have to provide.
You got to back it up.
Examples.
Yeah, some context.
Some context to it. Yes.
Here's clip 2.
Picture this: a big old sweaty fat guy would get with your hand actually be that much worse than giving him a full body massage, getting up in there under the folds of fat, or being the proctologist sticking your finger.
Holy hell.
If a grown adult wants a job, another grown adult is willing to give one for money, then let them. That would truly be a happy ending for everyone.
Okay.
Oh my God.
The crowd loved it.
There is, I think, legitimacy to his claim, by the way. Are we going there or are we not going there?
I want to hear. What do you think?
I like the way you.
Casey started doing
like a velociraptor all of a sudden.
His head was going left and right. Are we going here?
Well, yeah. I mean, dude, why is that illegal?
Rub and tugs?
Yeah.
There is that. This is an age-old question about the in fact, right before the Magna Carta came into being, there was the rub and tug.
I mean, there is a separation of church and state, right? So is morality a church thing?
Wow, this got a lot deeper than I thought. We were simply playing a goofball, but you want to work out whether prostitution or the sex trade should be legitimized.
Well, maybe we should put them in malls.
Let's talk about abortion. Yeah. Let's lighten things up a bit.
Once you've starred in a movie that's nominated for an Oscar, it's safe to say that you're famous, right?
Yeah.
Well, Saoirse Ronan, who is 24 years old, still doesn't feel famous, though. Yeah, she's adorable.
Yeah.
I love her and the accent.
It's wonderful.
She's just thinking.
It's a garden party, asking inappropriate questions to Meghan Markle.
I love how they drop the G on ing words. Ronan continued saying she avoided reading about her. So she said,
I was farting.
What was that sound?
I was farting. Farting hard. You just know that'd be adorable. Just outside, standing in the glen, farting.
In the glen.
The glen. The morning dew collected on the leaves and grass.
Yeah.
Just decided it'd be a good time for farting. It does sound better, doesn't it?
Oh,
it does.
Oh, it needs to be a song.
Where were you, Auntie Saoirse? I was outside farting, dear. Farting hard.
There needs to be a song called Farting in the Glen.
Farting in the Glen.
We're excited, ladies and gentlemen, to have in our studio actor David Harbour.
Yeah.
thank you.
I'm so excited I said good afternoon when it's 9:20 in the morning.
There are a bunch of footlongs outside the studio, which is like, the 9 in the morning footlong, though.
Yeah.
Do you know Pink's in Hollywood? Yeah, I do. Yeah.
That's them.
Are those from there?
They just
expanded oh, well, then bring me one. I mean, come on. It's still a hot dog.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's not a...
classic breakfast fare, but it works. It's very good.
We never actually get breakfast food here. It's always like that.
It's always a dinner thing, but it all works.
And all that stuff.
We've been up since 3:45.
Yeah, exactly. So it is kind of dinner for you guys.
David, where are you from? Where did you grow up?
I'm from White Plains, New York.
Know it well.
Yeah, do you know it?
I'm from New York, yeah.
Okay,
I know
Westchester County, like 45 minutes out from the city, suburban, very boring place to grow
But nice.
up.
If you work in the city, it's a nice area to be in.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I couldn't stand it when I was growing up because this is like that suburban thing, and you're like 14 years old and all you want to do is act out. And so I would take that Metro North train down to New York, though.
Oh, yeah.
When I was like 15. And, back then you could do a lot worse things than you can nowadays. We could go to bars and I mean, they didn't have any of the rules they have nowadays.
So wasn't the creative arts that were driving you to the city? It was the party?
I would tell my parents that I was going to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So yes, the arts were driving.
Yeah.
If my parents are listening.
Well, we're thrilled to have you in here.
Yeah.
We're massive Stranger Things fans, and we're also just massive fans of your body of work, which is just so much great stuff. And I think you've described yourself, or have been described, and I think you're the epitome of that guy for so long, who just is always, this guy's in it, this is going to be good. Yeah. And we have a sense that you've curated the things that you're in, and whether that's the truth or not, you just always end up in good stuff. And Stranger Things is just such a... no one could have figured this bizarre pop culture bank shot that took place.
Yes.
And that they went with, except for perhaps Winona Ryder, moderately known. And it just took off. So when you got the script for the first time, I understand it blew you away, but did you think you were going to get it? You couldn't have had an idea it would be what it has become.
No.
Yeah.
The complete opposite, to be honest. I mean, the first thing is you get the script, and I thought it was a really good script. And so my first thought was there's no way they're going to choose me to be like the male adult lead in this. They'll get somebody who's a star. And so I kind of blew off the audition a little bit. I mean, I do what I do, but there was a relaxation in the audition where it was like, those situations where you think like this will never happen. So I might as well just do what I want to do.
And that must help. That must help
it
in a way.
does, because it makes you more relaxed. You have no expectations. You don't have a goal. You're just like doing what you do. And then I wound up getting it, and it was incredible. And then as we were shooting it, I remember around episode 4 or 5 having a bit of a breakdown and thinking, none of this works.
Really? Really?
Yeah. I mean, because I remember, Hopper's a really messy guy in many ways, like everything from his body to, his personality.
Well, the very first, my impression of your character was like, this guy's a douchebag, because she comes and says, my kid is missing, and he's like, he's out running around or whatever. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to be that guy.
Yeah.
He's more complex than that, and really cares. But you're right. He kind of had that really messy attitude about him, but he's the character morph. So initially you thought that wasn't going to translate?
Yeah, and so like around episode, I think it was 5 though, we were doing a scene, and I'm neurotic, and occasionally I'll ask people like, what'd you think? And I went up to my hair person, this woman Sarah, who's lovely person, but I was like, what do you think? And she just turned to me and just shook her head, and she was like, yeah, I don't think it's going to work.
Wow.
And I was like, what? You mean the whole thing?
Thanks for the confidence.
But I understood where she's got. You're in a bubble down there, and you just have these days where you're like, what we're doing is stupid. Nobody's going to like it. And then before the show came out, there was no advertisements.
No.
And I couldn't get an interview like this on a popular radio show. Like, nobody wanted to talk to me about this show.
That was the beauty of it. I found out about it through word of mouth.
Exactly.
So it started to catch. And it was that. Now, this actually speaks to, you were a child of the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people remember all of this. It's at once a tribute to the work of Stephen King, and it's this pop culture maelstrom of things that are all pulled together and
Spielberg.
right to Spielberg and shot in a way that all the things that we love, but done in a great way. So there'd be no way to know it. But the fact that it did happen that way organically, I think, made it more firmly entrenched, and that's why we're rabid for season 3.
You and the Netflix season 1 marketing department apparently had the same thought, because that's what that's what they claimed was I don't know if that's just a way of getting out of spending any money on the show, but
it was our plan.
They claimed that was kind of their strategy, was to have people discover it. And I have to say, it is very gratifying. It was very gratifying to have it be something that wasn't hyped at all. And just to have people stumble across it on Netflix, and then the social media aspect of it. They just told their friends, and it was all over like Facebook and Twitter. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
And I think in this world where everything is so hyped, it's nice to have ownership and discover something that almost feels like a look where you found it.
Let's see there. There's also merch to be had.
That is right.
If you would like to buy that too. So go ahead and grab it while you can. All right, we were looking for our caller for a secret text word. Number 17, I believe, is the magic number. And we've got Gary on the line. Hey, Gary, good morning.
Good morning, it.
Good morning, it, Gary. What's our secret text word?
Fool.
Fool. You are correct, sir. I want you to hang on the line because we are going to give you tickets to see Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin evening. Tuesday, April 19th at the Fillmore, Philadelphia, and tickets are on sale now. You can click concerts at WMMR.com for complete details. And we also need to congratulate our random texter, and that was Michelle, would you say Kramer?
I
Is that
would
what
say
that says? Kramer, who is from parts hitherto unknown. So congratulations to you.
Jersey.
Where do you see that?
Well,
it's an 856 number. All right, cool.
Gobsterville.
Congratulations. Oh, my Gobster. Michelle's a winner. So congratulations. And thank you guys for texting in and playing along with the secret text word. So I believe Pierre Robert is broadcasting live today. How are we checking in with him?
He should be on that
right here.
little area
All
right
right. Before we do that, because I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to do that or not, I would like to thank our in-studio guest today, Mr. Mark Wahlberg. Super nice guy.
Excellent.
Easy
Excellent
to talk
guest.
to. Yep. He loves this town. And his movie that he is promoting is called Father Stew. It's in theaters on April 15th. So it's a week from this Friday. Very inspiring, very heartwarming story.
Yeah, and he's great in it.
Yep. So we thank him for coming by. And we also would like to remind you that Kathy's Cuts, we made that announcement.
Yay!
That event is going to be coming up on May 2nd. It's a Monday. 2 locations to donate. Gravity Hair Salon in Plymouth Meeting and David Arnold Hair Salon in Jenkintown. You have to have at least 12 inches of hair, preferably over 14.
Yeah, and we're really going to stress that because we know in the past people have come with 10 inches of hair. So we're looking for 14 inches of hair. If you have 12 and you're right between 12 and 14, that's going to be okay. But if you're under 12, they're not going to be able to cut your hair and donate. So just make sure that you measure before you make the appointment.
And to measure, you make a ponytail and you measure from the base of the ponytail. Don't go all the way to your scalp.
Right, like where you basically where you're going to want your hair cut is where you have to measure from.
Yep. So please keep that in mind. And each donor gets a gift bag from True Beauty Concepts. And by the way, you leave with a style as well.
Excellent.
You get a cut and a style. So we're excited. Appointments are available at PrestonandSteve.com, and they are only available from 6 to 10 a.m.
And by the way,
on that day.
The True Beauty gift bag is going to be products. You'll get hair products out of this. So, yeah.
It's always good, too.
All right,
You put
let's do
together
it.
a winner.
He is live on location and at the Xfinity Store, Northeast Shopping Center on Roosevelt Boulevard in Northeast Philly. Pierre Robert, are you there?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
We're good. How are you, sir?
I loved the Mark Wahlberg interview. I mean, so many movie stars come in and are so comfortable with you, and you've established relationships with them. And, you knew the film, and it actually, it didn't hold interest to me until hearing him talk about it.
Yeah.
I had seen ads for it, but after that, I definitely want to see it. So
the guy is he's a solid actor, man.
He is.
He really is. He's come such a long way, and he's just a nice dude on top of it.
Yeah, he is all of that. I still like that Marky Mark song, Good Vibration.
It's a winner. It's a winner.
I don't think you could ever bring it up in conversation with him, but it's such a good energy song. It made me think. I had Lou Reed, the late, great Lou Reed, in the studios on Rittenhouse Square, And Mark was Marky Mark then, and he goes, "Do you know what? One of my songs, I got this kid Marky Mark coming to me. He wants to use it in a sample." And I said, "Sure, go ahead." And I don't know what song of Lou Reed's he ever used and where it was ever presented in his musical catalog, which wasn't extensive like his movie catalog is, but he's a fascinating guy.
He is, absolutely.
And I've heard about that house. You're talking about his house, Preston? I heard his house is the size of a small mountain.
I believe it. I only saw part of the backyard, and I was like, oh, my God.
So there you go.
Got to be kidding me. So how are you, man, being out and about today with the show?
There's people here, and get back. Everyone get back. I'm kidding. Jokey. You can come up and say hi. No, it's great. It's a beautiful store. This is that location for fans who may remember where the Tower Records in Northeast Philly used to be. I was wondering which small mall this would be in, and it's the very same one where the Tower Records used to be. What mall is this called? Northeast Shopping Center. And it's right on Roosevelt Boulevard, so we're going to be here till 3 o'clock. And Xfinity, as you guys know, were the second. Was it last year or was it the year before?
What you're doing is you're satisfying the year before.
Okay.
Right.
So the year before, they were the second largest raiser of funds, food, and all the rest at the Camp Out for Hunger, and they get the booby prize of me. And so the biggest donator always gets you guys, which is the grand prize. And if the runner-up cannot be there, then the Miss America contest, I'm the second runner-up.
Yeah. No, you do a fine job.
To quote the Bloodhound Gang,
yeah,
hooray for boobies.
Hooray for boobies.
Exactly.
And you are indeed. You're our favorite booby.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm honored. You and me ain't baby. We ain't nothing but mammals. So all I want to do is like on the Discovery Channel. And what's really nice is right in front of our broadcast pavilion, they have a bed I can lay down on.
Excellent.
Come watch Pierre sleep.
But Pierre, you're such a tech guy. I love the Xfinity stores and all the tech, but you're another level. And did you bring your Heath kit, your soldering gun, and all that stuff?
I've got Heath, I've got Jim, I've got Tom, and they have cases for cell phones because I drop mine regularly. I just got a brand new iPhone and it fell off the roof of my car because I forgot to put it in the car.
Of course it did.
Now I have to go get a new one because it's cracked. The old one fell in the toilet because at my house I'm not able to listen. I only have one radio that picks up MMR, and so I put the app on so I can listen to you guys when I hop in the shower. I have a shower door that's got a wide berth on the top of it, and so I always perch the iPhone on there so I can listen to you as you're doing various features so I don't miss anything. And then at some point I was grabbing for the towel, and how this has ever happened with me, I don't know, but I nudged the iPhone somehow, and the next thing I watched in horror, it was just horrific, in slow motion, as it went down, bounced off the side of the shower stall tub, and right into the toilet. And, of course, it had already fallen a great distance, and it had a crack in it, and so it was clean toilet, but the water went in, and it didn't last long.
You don't want that.
No, you don't want that. So I went and got another one, and then I put it on the roof of my car and drove off, and then it went smashing into the thing. So I need one of these phone cases, and they've got zillions of them here.
Nice.
One of those supersonic tank cases. So I'm going to get one before I leave.
Excellent.
People can come up and visit, and it'll be fun.
Watch Pierre shop for cases.
It'd be great. Let's go case shopping together.
But I think you have
don't
you have gift prizes to give away too?
I've got prizes to give. What would I have, Pancake?
There's a whole table of stuff up in the front of the store. You can stop by. We'll also have the cash contest, and we will have those Grateful Dead tickets.
Ooh.
The Dead and Company.
We're giving them away here?
We can give them away here.
Ooh.
Yes.
Shut your mouth.
Shut your
Oh,
mouth.
my gobster.
Wow.
Wow. All right. Well, I do have an order of business for us, and that's the letter of the day. You prepared for that, sir?
I am.
Here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
And the Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter
O, as in obscene.
All right. And we are almost there, folks. We got 2 more letters to go, and we're giving away our Word of the Week prize, which is a pair of tickets, an autographed guitar, and a room for the night as MMR rocks Steel Panther, the Res Erections Tour, Saturday, May 30th at Sound Waves.
You were kidding me.
At Hard Rock Hotel Casino, Atlantic City, and tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster.com. Click concerts at WMMR.com for complete details. So we will give that away on Friday, obviously. All right, I guess we got everything covered with you, Pierre, so we will throw it to you in a moment.
I told you what I have in store for the day.
Sorry, what else?
We do have that, which is also part of our program. I will, in addition to being here and doing a dance later on, and the engineers are going to do a dance too. They've choreographed a beautiful engineer dance with Rob and Sean, and it's got cartwheels involved in it. It's amazing. So they'll be debuting that afternoon, I think. Is that right, Pancake?
Yes.
Just say
Sure,
yes.
yes.
Just humor me. And we'll have workforce blocks of Disturbed, Emma Barbecue Band. We'll have Lonesome George in the workforce blocks. And at 1 o'clock, something quite special, we will have Anthony Kiedis of the Red Hot Chili Peppers on.
Excellent.
He's not going to be here, so don't worry. He won't be here at the Northeast Xfinity store. He wanted to come to the Northeast Xfinity store, but he got stuck in traffic on Roosevelt Boulevard, got a flat tire, hit a pothole, and couldn't make it. So we will have a conversation with Anthony and a block of the Peppers at 1 o'clock.
Awesome. That's going to be killer. All right.
That'll be cool.
Want to thank our sponsors, Preston Steve Show, brought to you today by Acme. You can get your free flu shot or COVID-19 booster at their pharmacy. Acme, fresh foods, local flavors. Also brought to you by Garden State Home Loans, your local mortgage lender. You can check them out today at gardenstateloans.com. And finally, Monster Jam, April 16th at the link. Info at monsterjam.com. Tomorrow, it's a pre-Friday.
Pre-Friday.
Which is beautiful. And we will be chatting with our friend Kate Flannery and also John Brazier stopping by because the Phils open up their season on Friday.
Is he bringing all that food we requested?
I don't know. We're going
Better
to find
extort
out
his
about that
ass.
when he gets here. So we'll have that and many more things tomorrow. That's it. We're done. Rage on. Have a great day and go see Pierre. We'll see you later, gang. Bye-bye.